Woke up and became the richest man. 2024, May the 14th, 23:45. On this night when he was about to go to bed, Jiangnan picked up a diary as usual and recorded his 5-year wish. The next day, when he got up and washed up, he was stunned when he saw himself in the mirror, who was sharp-edged, handsome, and had a perfect mermaid line and invincible figure. Ding! Congratulations to their host, you have successfully bound the Wanton Life System. Chapter 1. 2024. May 15th. Around 8 a.m., Jiangnan's biological clock woke him from his slumber. Groggy, he got out of bed and headed to the bathroom, squinting as he began washing up. Suddenly, he seemed to see something shocking and unbelievable. He stared, wide-eyed, at his reflection in the mirror. In the mirror, there was a man with sharp features, incredibly handsome, too handsome, in fact. It was him, but the strange thing was that he had always thought of himself as just a bit handsome, so why did he look so ridiculously good today? Due to his late-night habits, he had oily skin and often broke out in pimples. But today, his face was unusually clear and smooth. Has my myopia gotten worse? Immediately, Jiangnan's first thought was that his eyesight must have deteriorated, explaining why he looked like he had an automatic beauty filter. He shook his head, brushing his teeth while admiring his own looks. God, I'm ridiculously handsome. Jiangnan couldn't help but marvel at his reflection. But then, without thinking, his gaze drifted downward, landing on his bare chest. 1, 2, 3. Holy crap! 8-pack abs. Perfect V-line. His eyes went wide as saucers, and he quickly turned sideways to get a better view in the mirror. He could barely believe it and immediately started pounding his chest with his fists. Bang, bang. The sound of his abs was like steel plates. Damn. This was a perfect V-line. Am I still dreaming? No way, this is a beautiful dream. Jiangnan grinned. Ding. At the moment he spit out mouthwash, a mechanical, electronic voice suddenly echoed in his head. In the next second, before Jiangnan could process what was happening, another voice followed. Due to their host's firm willpower and having made the same wish for 5 consecutive years, the free life system has been successfully activated and bound. What? Jiangnan bit down hard on his toothbrush, his eyes now as wide as saucers. A system. Hello, free life system, Jiangnan tentatively greeted. Hello, host. You can communicate with the system directly in your mind, the system's voice responded. I want to know, what can you do? Jiangnan swallowed, a hint of mouthwash lingering in his throat, but at that moment, he was too excited to care. He was even slightly trembling as he held his cup. As a seasoned reader of novels, he knew exactly what a system was. Having a system meant he would definitely rise in power, whether quickly or slowly depended on how useful the system was. Indulge yourself, enjoy the perfect life. The system's voice resonated again. Their host just needs to spend money, and you will receive random rewards in multiples of the amount spent. Any limitations? Jiangnan was taken aback. The system's function sounded suspiciously similar to those from wealthy, godlike systems in novels. No limitations. Perhaps the only requirement is that the money you spend must be your own, and then you will receive a rebate. Also, occasionally completing small tasks from the system can unlock unexpected abilities and items. So, what about spending on others? Like, spending on a beautiful woman? Jiangnan asked. Spending on anyone works, regardless of their appearance, the system replied. Awesome. Jiangnan was impressed. This system was truly top-notch. Compared to the ones in the web novels where you had to spend on women with high beauty scores to get rewards, this system was a dream come true. For instance, he had once read a book where the protagonist started by giving gifts to a green tea school beauty just to get rewards. That was so cringeworthy. Buzz, buzz. As Jiangnan was about to ask about newbie benefits, his phone on the nightstand started vibrating. He quickly put down his cup and toothbrush and hurried out of the bathroom. Picking up the phone, he glanced at the screen. The name displayed was Baby. This made his thoughts drift back 2.5 years. One lonely night, he had downloaded a small game app just to pass the time. It had simple games like online pool, Go, and Ludo. Through this app, he had met a girl named Chi Chi. They started playing pool and Go together regularly. Slowly, they began to develop feelings for each other. That was how Jiangnan, a guy who had never experienced online romance, became a seasoned veteran of a 2.5-year-long online relationship. During that time, he often bragged that he was tall, handsome, and a rich second-generation heir. Though he always felt embarrassed after every call, he figured online relationships didn't have rules against bragging. And anyway, he'd never considered meeting in real life. Online relationships were just too unrealistic. Besides, he was based in Jiangnan, in the southwest, while his online girlfriend was in Shanghai, too far to even think about meeting. Back to the present, Jiangnan answered the call. Darling Tilda. A sweet, happy voice came through. There was no feigned sweetness, no acting, just a pleasant voice. Hey, baby, Jiangnan responded. Today is May 15th. Only a few days left until 520, Chi-Chi's voice continued. Huh? What's up? Jiangnan didn't immediately react. What's up? Didn't I tell you? I want us to spend 520 together this year. HMPH. You never listen to anything I say. Chi-Chi pouted. I just woke up, my mind is a little foggy, Jiangnan explained. He remembered that last year, she wanted him to visit her for 520, but he had made up an excuse about going back to his hometown. Back then, he was just an online talker, a broke guy who dared not meet in person. This year. What excuse can I use to brush this off? The thought flashed across Jiangnan's mind, but he immediately snapped out of it, mentally slapping himself. I've activated the system, and I'm still hesitating about going through with what I said online. Well, I'll book the flight, he finally said. Chi-Chi's voice sounded again, filled with anticipation. I'll book it for you, Jiangnan replied after a deep breath. A flight ticket for 1,000 or so yuan wasn't a big deal for him now, especially if it meant testing how powerful his new system really was. Chapter 2. Darling, let me do it myself. Chi-Chi's voice sounded soft and gentle. Your money doesn't grow on trees. When I get there, you can just be a good host. I heard that the spicy hot pot in Jiangcheng is delicious. I'll have a few bowls when I get there. It's fine, just send me your details on WeChat. I've already booked the ticket. Jiangnan wouldn't pass up the opportunity to test his new system. Okay then. Chi-Chi's reluctant voice came through. In that case, book me a ticket for the 18th. I'll come for the weekend, and then head back on Monday afternoon for class. Sure. Jiangnan nodded, and they chatted a bit longer before hanging up the phone. A little while later, Chi-Chi sent him her ID number, name, and phone number. Meng Qingqiu. Wait, she's born in 2004. To be honest, Jiangnan had been in an online relationship with her for 2.5 years, but this was the first time he learned her real age. And she was only 20 this year, meaning she was just about 17 2.5 years ago. No wonder she always avoided telling him her age. Darling, when I get there, I'll treat you to some good food. A voice message came in, and judging by her tone, Chi-Chi seemed very excited. Okay, I'll book your flight now. Jiangnan immediately exited WeChat and opened an app to start booking her ticket. Wait. When he opened the flight options from Shanghai to Jiangcheng, Jiangnan suddenly snapped back to reality. In the online persona he had built, he was a rich, handsome guy. If he booked the cheapest economy class ticket, wouldn't that be slapping his face? Immediately, he exited the app, checked his bank balance 7,852 yuan. Then, he returned to the app and selected the first class option. This was just for show. The more he spent, the stronger his system would become, and it would help lay a solid foundation for his future. First class, 6,300 yuan. Jiangnan took a deep breath and mentally called out, System, are you there? I'm here. What can I do for you, host? The system's voice responded. It's nothing. Jiangnan went ahead and booked the ticket. Ding! Soon, a notification from his bank appeared. The next moment, he heard a ding from his mind. Congratulations, host. Your purchase was successful. You have received a tenfold cashback reward. Since this is your first purchase, you have officially embarked on the path of a perfect life. The system has granted you an additional skill, insight. Ding! This time, it was a text message notification. Jiangnan looked down at his phone and saw the message. Your account 4399 received a deposit of 63,000 yuan at 8:12 a.m. on May 15th. Your available balance is now 64,552 yuan. It's real. I'm not dreaming. The system is real. Jiangnan held his breath for a moment, then pinched his thigh. The pain shot through him, and he immediately shouted in excitement. Tenfold cashback. 6,300 yuan instantly turned into 63,000 yuan. Words couldn't describe how thrilling this was. This was beyond satisfying. It was absolutely exhilarating. Buzz, buzz. At that moment, his phone vibrated, pulling him back from his excitement. Chi, what's up? Jiangnan answered the phone. Darling, why did you book me a first-class ticket? Chi's surprised voice came through. It's nothing. Jiangnan laughed. It's just a few thousand yuan, not much. As he said this, he was slightly dazed. When had he ever casually said that 6,300 yuan was no big deal? Impossible. A few thousand yuan is nothing. Chi's tone suddenly dropped, and her voice became a bit hoarse. Darling, first of all, I'm not a materialistic girl. First class means nothing to me, it's just like economy class. The whole point is to meet you. But I don't want you to spend so much. A few thousand yuan is small change. It's a month's salary for many regular people, or even a year's worth of living expenses for poor families. Jiangnan paused for a moment upon hearing this. Darling, what I'm more worried about is you. Actually, I came to Jiangcheng to see you secretly last year, back when you were delivering takeout. Chi's next words left Jiangnan stunned. He listened in a daze as she continued, although we've only been in an online relationship, for someone like me who has never had a real relationship before, I really felt the taste of love from you. When I wasn't happy, you were there for me, patiently listening to me vent and complain. Sometimes you made me angry, but I felt that's what real love feels like. At this point, Jiangnan took a deep breath. Sweetheart, we've just booked the ticket, let us cancel the first class one. Chi's voice sounded again. Chi. Jiangnan said softly, actually, that time was just me experiencing life. I'm not as tall or handsome as you think, but I really am a rich second-generation heir. He had to force his lie to stay consistent. Without the system, he would have immediately admitted the truth. But now, with the system, he can back down. In just a moment, 6,300 yuan turned into 63,000 yuan. With a few more days of development, Jiangnan would definitely be able to maintain the persona of a rich heir by the time Chi arrived in Jiangcheng. Huh. Chi paused in surprise. I'm not lying to you. Jiangnan forced a bitter smile. I didn't know you had already secretly come to see me last year. Really? Chi sounded a bit doubtful. Absolutely. What kind of car do you like? I'll come pick you up when you arrive. Jiangnan laughed. Anything is fine, I don't mind these things. Chi's voice softened. Chi, I have to go to class. At that moment, a new voice came from her end. Okay, I'm coming right away, I'll just tell my boyfriend. She responded quickly, then added, Darling, I'm not worried about you anymore. I'll go to class first, and we'll chat later. Go ahead. Jiangnan nodded. Newer Tilda. Chi shyly blew him a kiss before hanging up the phone. Things are looking up. Jiangnan looked at his phone and checked his bank balance. Though it was only 64,552 yuan for now, he was confident that by the time Chi arrived in Jiangcheng, he could easily break 7 figures. 8 figures weren't out of reach either. When money grows, it just keeps growing. Jiangnan said to himself quietly. The leverage he could use with 64,552 yuan was huge. Ding! At that moment, a system notification echoed in his mind. Chapter 3. Ding! Detected the host's strong desire to consume. The system is offering a small reward task. Spend 63,000 yuan within half an hour to receive a Mercedes-Benz E300. The system's notification echoed in Jiangnan's mind. Spend 63,000 yuan in half an hour to earn a Mercedes-Benz E300. All right. When Jiangnan heard this task, he couldn't help but smile widely. A Mercedes-Benz E300. That's at least a 400,000 to 500,000 yuan car. Don't think that a car worth 400,000 500,000 yuan isn't a luxury car. Maybe to rich people, it's not much. But are all people in the world rich? A 500,000 yuan car, if you earn 8,000 yuan a month, after a year you would only have 96,000 yuan. If you didn't eat or drink, it would still take you at least 5 years to afford this car. So, for the average person, isn't this considered a luxury car? Task begins now. Please complete the small reward task as soon as possible. Go for it, host. The system's voice echoed again in Jiangnan's mind. Got to give it my all. Jiangnan immediately started preparing to head out. However, after taking a couple of steps, he suddenly snapped back to reality. This small reward task had a time limit. Going out now would take time, and there might not even be an appropriate place to spend the money. So, Jiangnan's gaze sharpened. Ding! Just then, his phone rang with a notification. Jiangnan instinctively looked at his phone and saw a notification from Douyin Chinese TikTok. Your followed account, Little Guari Bu Guari, has started streaming. His eyes lit up. Goodness, talk about luck, just as he needed something, it fell right into his lap. System, if I send a reward to someone in a live stream, that counts as spending, right? Jiangnan asked. Yes. The system responded. Then this is definitely the small reward task, a free Mercedes E300. Jiangnan grinned and clicked on the Douyin live stream notification. Welcome, Yang Yu Jiangnan, to the live stream. Welcome, to Obershagouden, to the live stream. Welcome. As soon as he entered the live stream, a voice immediately sounded. Jiangnan looked, and saw a high-energy, attractive girl around 18 years old, with twin ponytails, surprised and staring at the camera as several viewers flooded into the live stream. My wife is going to kiss me, tilde kiss, kiss. Little Guari's looks are truly top tier. I don't know why she's not more famous. No beauty filter, pure raw camera shot, her beauty is solid. I'd marry Little Guari, let me sit in a luxury car and live in a big villa, I'd do it. The live stream chat was flooded with excited comments. Jiangnan quickly exited the chat and started recharging. In just a short while, he successfully recharged 630,000 Douyin diamonds. Immediately, he returned to Little Guari Bu Guari's live stream via his following list. He opened the gift menu and scrolled down. Soon, his cursor landed on a gift worth 30,000 Douyin diamonds. Yang Yu Jiangnan sent a Carnival 1 to the host. Ho! At this moment, the girl, Little Guari Bu Guari, who was tying her twin ponytails, seemed to notice something. Her eyes widened in shock, and she quickly leaned forward to look at the Carnival gift flying across the screen. A carnival. Thank you, Yang Yu Jiangnan, for sending a carnival. Wow, am I dreaming? Someone actually sent me a carnival. Little Guari's shocked voice echoed in the live stream. Then, Yang Yu Jiangnan sent a Carnival 1. Yang Yu Jiangnan sent a Carnival 1. Yang Yu Jiangnan sent a Carnival 1. In the blink of an eye, Jiangnan had sent 21 carnivals. Boss is amazing. Damn, Little Guari is really on fire now, 21 carnivals. How much is that? 63,000 yuan. Holy crap, even if we cut it in half, Little Guari just made 31,500 yuan in a short while. Big brother, send me a lucky bag. There's not many people, let me grab one and extend Little Guari's light board. As Jiangnan sent these 21 carnivals, not only did the girl, Little Guari Bu Guari, go wild with excitement, looking incredulously at the live stream, but the dozen or so viewers in the chat also went wild. Ding! Congratulations, host, your spending was successful. You've received a double cashback reward. Ding! Congratulations, host, you've perfectly completed the system's small reward task. You've triggered a critical hit reward, a Porsche Cayenne. As Little Guari Bu Guari and the viewers in the live stream were still in utter shock, Jiangnan's mind echoed with the system's notifications. 126,000 yuan in total, and a Porsche Cayenne worth over 1 million yuan. Damn, this system is too powerful. Jiangnan looked at the 126,000 yuan deposited into his account and heard the notification about the Porsche Cayenne, his face immediately showing a shocked expression. This feeling of easy money was absolutely exhilarating. Yang Yu Jiangnan, brother. Yang Yu Jiangnan, brother. Are you still there? At that moment, several sweet voices called out, pulling Jiangnan back to reality from his joy. He looked at the live stream, where little Guari Bu Guari, now wearing black rimmed glasses and her twin ponytails tied neatly, looking quite cute, responded casually, "I'm here." Then, recalling the insight skill he had gained from his first consumption, he asked, "System, can I use this insight skill on people?" "Yes." The system replied. "Good, then give me an insight on this little Guari Bu Guari." Name, Lin Manman. Age, 18. Height, 165 centimeters. Weight, 48 kilograms. Experience, 0. Attractiveness, 88 points. Affection, 20 points. Soon, a 3D attribute panel appeared in Jiangnan's vision. After a quick glance, he looked at the attractiveness section, and his face showed a surprised expression. An 88 out of 100 is honestly not low. At the very least, Jiangnan thought, only a campus beauty would have a score like that. Jiangnan immediately understood. Good, good. This insight skill was absolutely game-changing. With it, he could easily tell if a girl was truly pure or just pretending. And the affection score was the same. Having this clear indicator would make it crystal clear whether a person was genuine or just putting on a facade. Chapter 4. I really want to thank Brother Yinyu Jiangnan for the 21 carnivals. Brother Jiangnan, I'm going to go out soon. Can I do a live broadcast for you then? At this time, the sweet voice of the female anchor Lin Manman was heard again in the live broadcast room. The call of "Brother, come down" made the dozen or so viewers in the live broadcast room excited. It is too sweet. Go ahead. Jiangnan sent a barrage of comments calmly, and then launched the live broadcast room. When he arrived at his homepage, he saw several private messages. To Obershaguden, can I ask you for a favor? Lend me a few hundred yuan for a meal? Nian Xiao Yuwei, Jiangnan Dad, can you give me some coins? I don't ask for much, just a dozen yuan for a pig-s trotter meal. Xiaoguai Bugay, Brother Jiangnan, can you add a green bubble? He saw the private message from Lin Manman. The shock that 21 carnivals brought to this little internet celebrity was simply too great. Almost all of them were maxed out. It is no exaggeration to say that, let alone these 21 carnivals, even if a few sports cars go down, a small anchor like Lin Manman with more than 1,000 fans will definitely come to the door on her own initiative. Jiangnan threw her his own green bubble, then closed the private message and quit Douyin. After arriving and sitting down on the sofa in the living room, Jiangnan opened the text message and started checking it. 127,552 yuan. Click. He took out a cigarette, lit it and started puffing smoke. Call. Jiangnan took a long puff of smoke and a happy smile appeared on his face. Don't ask him why he doesn't immediately press on with his victory, find a few pretty female anchors and stream them to continuously get cashback rewards. I haven't even come to terms with the fact that I've suddenly jumped from a poor loser to a wealthy man with a 6-figure deposit. To be honest, for someone of his age, having a savings of over 100,000 is really pretty good. At this time, a prompt came from the WeChat background. Jiangnan clicked on it directly, and saw that Xiaoguai was not so good. The avatar was a full-body photo of her. Her twin ponytails were tied with a blue headband. She was wearing something similar to JK, with a blue bow at her collar. Under that white pleated skirt is a pair of straight beautiful legs. Without the embellishment of stockings, it seems a little lacking in Jiangnan. But this girl's legs are so amazing. So much so that Jiangnan thinks bare legs are also YYDS. It's really YYDS, these legs are more than enough to play with for years. Jiangnan took a deep breath and put the cigarette butt into the ashtray. Soon, a voice message was sent. Brother Jiangnan, I have something to do. Can I have a good chat with you later? After listening to her, Jiangnan left her aside and quit WeChat. Instead of opening the Douyin app, he opened the novel app. Then, he clicked on a novel about a wealthy urban man. Gift, valued at 500 yuan. Brush. Jiangnan didn't think twice and just bought 10 gifts worth 500 yuan. Bite. Congratulations to their host, you have completed the purchase and received a fourfold cashback reward. 4 times 5,000 yuan is 20,000 yuan. Seeing another 20,000 yuan deposited into his account, Jiangnan immediately showed a satisfied smile on his face. This was his previous promise to the author. He didn't do much. Sometimes, it's enough to just get the idea across. There's no need to cause any unnecessary trouble. After exiting the novel app, Jiangnan opened Douyin again. Brother, welcome to my place. Step on the acupressure mat carefully. Welcome all brothers to come to Siamai to play games tilde. I just entered Douyin. I don't know if it's because he just watched 21 carnivals, but he directly pushed a live broadcast room to him. Jiangnan didn't click in, but just glanced at it. A girl wearing flesh-colored stockings and a mask was holding a sign that read, 1 little heart, 1 step on the acupressure mat, 1 big beer, 3 steps on the acupressure mat. You're playing too small. Jiangnan shook his head. The most he could think of was a pair of sunglasses. A pair of sunglasses costs 99 diamonds, which is only 9.9 yuan. The punishment is to live broadcast for 1 minute while standing on a reflexology mat. Let's top up 100,000 first. Jiangnan came to his homepage and started to recharge. Soon, 1 million diamonds have been deposited into the account. Back to the recommended homepage, Jiangnan was about to scroll down when he accidentally clicked into the live broadcast room. Welcome, brother Yanyu Jiangnan. Do you want to play a little game? As soon as he entered the live broadcast room, the female anchor immediately greeted him happily. In response to this, Jiangnan shook his head and smiled. Now that he had already come in, he might as well brush some. Yanyu Jiangnan presented the anchor with a pair of sunglasses. 1. Thank you, brother Jiangnan, for the big sunglasses. Thank you so much. For the next minute, Siamai will stand on the acupressure mat and broadcast live for everyone. While saying thank you, the female anchor took off her shoes and stepped onto the acupressure mat wearing a pair of flesh-colored stockings. In the camera, it can be seen that her brows were slightly frowned. It's not easy indeed. Jiangnan shook his head, then put on 9 more sunglasses, ready to leave with everything perfect. Thank you so much, brother Jiangnan, for the 10 big sunglasses. Siamai will be live streaming for everyone on the acupressure mat for the next 10 minutes. Everyone can pay attention to brother Yanyu Jiangnan, who is number 1 on the list, to increase his fans. The female anchor's voice rang out immediately. It's quite good at giving emotional value. Jiangnan was about to leave, but when he heard this, he immediately gave her 100 pairs of sunglasses in a row. There are a total of 110 sunglasses, which means 1,089 yuan. Even if the guild does not take a cut, the female anchor can still get about 544 yuan. 544 yuan for 110 minutes of stepping on the acupressure mat. To be honest, it is not easy to make money if you step on it for such a long time. Oh my god, thank you brother Jiangnan for another 100 big sunglasses. Oh my god, Siamai has never received so many rewards before. I have to take a screenshot quickly. I am so touched. Thank you brother Jiangnan. Karkar. Suddenly, a sound of screenshots was heard in the live broadcast room. He thanked, bowed, and even wiped his eyes from time to time. Although we know it is an act, the emotional value obtained by Jiangnan is very good. Immediately, Jiangnan bought another 300 sunglasses. Chapter 5. What a joke, another 300 big sunglasses. When Jiangnan brought out another 300 big sunglasses, it was obvious that the female anchor in the live broadcast room's eyes widened immediately. Har har har. A total of 400 big sunglasses means 400 minutes, 6 hours and 40 minutes. Come on, show it, and stay on the acupressure mat for the next 6 hours and 40 minutes. I just saw the anchor wiping his sweat. Is he scared? Har har har, standing for more than 6 hours is painful enough, not to mention standing on a massage mat for more than 6 hours, that's life-threatening. Good job, big brother. This anchor has never been defeated before. Let's see if he will be convinced today. Have you never been convinced? Seeing this comment, Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. When he was about to continue brushing his sunglasses, a voice suddenly rang out in the live broadcast room. I give up, I really give up this time. Brothers, it's more than 6 hours of acupressure, can you let me finish this punishment first tilde? Hearing this, Jiangnan shook his head, smiled, and left the live broadcast room directly. At the same time, the system prompt sounded in his mind. Congratulations to the host, your purchase was successful and you received a 5-fold rebate. 400 pairs of sunglasses cost 3,960 yuan, and 5 times 3,960 yuan is 19,800 yuan. Excluding the principal, I earned more than 10,000 yuan in just a short period of time. To be honest, it is really fun to have fun and make money at the same time. Next, Jiangnan also moved around east and west. An hour later, he successfully spent 100,000 yuan, or 1 million yuan, of diamonds. At this moment, when he saw the amount in his account reaching 970,000, a satisfied smile immediately appeared on his face. Finish. Jiangnan flexed his fingers, then slowly got up from the sofa and glanced at the time. It was only close to 10 o'clock, which made him sigh. When I woke up in the morning, I was just a poor young man with a few thousand yuan in savings. Now I have nearly 1 million yuan in savings. This system is really powerful. Not to mention, he also got a Porsche Cayenne worth 1 million. Yes, system, where is my Porsche Cayenne? Jiangnan thought about this and immediately asked himself. Host, please look at the coffee table. The system voice sounded. Jiangnan followed the voice's instructions and looked towards the coffee table. He saw a file bag on it and a car key next to it. His eyes suddenly lit up. He opened the file bag and took a quick look. There was nothing wrong. He didn't need to move at all. The system was fully automatic and had arranged everything for him. Brother Tongzi, awesome. Jiangnan gave a thumbs up. It saves trouble, worry and labor. Where can you find such a good system? If there really is positive feedback, Jiangnan would have to give this system a super 5-star rating. Go out and spend money. Jiangnan tossed the car keys in his hand and strode out of the door. Bang! Close the door gently. Da. As Jiangnan walked towards the stairs, the sound of high heels hitting the ground was heard. The house he rented was in an old district of Jiangcheng. Most of the buildings here were small, and basically 6 stories high. He lived on the 3rd floor, which was quite convenient for him to go up and down on weekdays. At this moment, he heard the tapping sound of high heels and subconsciously looked in the direction of the sound. Into the purpose. A pair of beautiful legs in black stockings stepped out from the corner of the corridor, and a pair of bright black and red high-heeled shoes must have wrapped a pair of jade feet. Next. Half of the body was exposed. The blue high-necked, half-shoulder top shows off her peerless beauty from the side, with no blind spots, and she is absolutely perfect. Soon. The woman turned around completely, her silver hair was piled up high, 2 bangs extended to the corners of her ears, and there was an air bang on her forehead. Good. The moment Jiangnan saw her, his eyes widened immediately. What a gorgeous silver-haired young woman. Especially, her black hip skirt is so amazing. At the same time, he also recognized who this was. Xie Jiqing. Immediately. He threw an insight spell over. Name, Xie Jiqing. Age, 30 years old. Height, 168 centimeters. Weight, 55 kilograms. Experience, 1. Appearance, 92 points. Favorability, 5 points. The appearance score is as high as 92. Jiangnan knew that Xie Jiqing would be very beautiful, but when he saw this attribute, a look of surprise appeared on his face. Da. The crisp sound of high heels continued. Soon. This extremely beautiful young woman had already arrived in front of Jiangnan, looking at him with a puzzled look on her face. At this time, Jiangnan also came back to his senses and immediately greeted her, Sister Xie. Who are you? Xie Jiqing didn't recognize Jiangnan at first, but after taking a closer look, her eyes widened and she asked in surprise, Jiangnan. Yes. Jiangnan nodded. It's only been a few months since we last met, how come you've changed so much? Xie Jiqing looked at Jiangnan a few more times, her pretty face full of surprise. She still had a good impression of her tenant. After all, he had lived with her for almost 2.5 years. He was a young man who worked diligently. Although he would delay the rent for a few months from time to time, he would always pay it in the end. In this regard, Xie Jiqing still felt that this young man was quite honest. She had just returned from a trip, and when she saw him today, she discovered that this young man gave her a different feeling in terms of both temperament and appearance. She felt as if male hormones were overflowing. At least, if her previous impression of Jiangnan was just a thin and handsome boy, then at this moment, Jiangnan was a sunny and handsome man in her eyes. I've been into fitness lately. Jiangnan said with a smile. That's right. Since you're young, you should exercise more. Compared to before, you look much more sunny and handsome now. Xia Jiqing praised from the bottom of her heart. Thank you, Sister Xia. I remember I still owe you 2 months' rent, right? I'll transfer it to you right away. Immediately, Jiangnan took out his cell phone. At this time, Xia Jiqing also noticed the Porsche Cayenne key in his hand, but she didn't think much about it. Lighters with Porsche keys and Ferrari keys are too common among these young people. Okay, got it. Xiaojiang, if you have any difficulties, it's okay to delay the rent for a while. I can see your character. Xia Jiqing glanced at her phone and did not immediately collect Jiangnan's transfer. Sister, I recently changed jobs and the salary is pretty ideal. Plus I saved some money before, so I don't have any financial problems at the moment. Jiangnan laughed. Okay, I'll take it then. Xia Jiqing nodded, and then collected Jiangnan's rent for the past 2 months. Bite. Congratulations to their host, your purchase was successful and you received a 10-fold rebate. At the same time, a system prompt sounded in Jiangnan's mind, which made his eyes light up suddenly. 2 months' rent is not expensive, only 3,000 yuan, and with 10 times the consumption rebate, that is 30,000 yuan. Adding the few $1,000s he had saved before, that means the current balance in his account has reached 1 million yuan. Bite. Chapter 6. Bite. At this moment, the system prompt sound suddenly rang in my mind again. Congratulations to their host, your deposit has reached 1 million. In view of the host's enthusiasm for consumption, I am hereby issuing a small welfare task. Have a confidant of the opposite sex with a beauty score of more than 90 points, favorability of more than 90. Mission rewards, Villa number 001 in Chinfu, Jiangcheng, and the world's limited edition Pagani Zonder. After hearing the system's prompt, Jiangnan froze in place. Good job. Is this just a small welfare task? To be honest, this is extremely difficult. It is definitely not easy to meet a person of the opposite sex with a good-looking score of over 90. Moreover, even if we meet each other, it is not so easy to improve the favorability. Just like Xia Jiqing in front of him now, her favorability towards him is only 5 points, and this 5 points of favorability is probably just the relationship of a passerby who has a good impression of him. But it is challenging if it is difficult. Besides, since the system says it is a small welfare task and there is no time limit, it should not be a big problem for me to complete this task. Jiangnan instantly figured out the key, and the worry about not being able to complete the task immediately dissipated. Xiaojiang, I'll go back first. At this time, Xia Jiqing's voice rang out. Okay, Sister Xia. Jiangnan nodded. Da. The crisp sound of high heels hitting the ground rang out in the aisle. Jiangnan took a deep breath and then looked back. The beautiful legs in black stockings under the hip skirt are so attractive. Jiangnan withdrew his gaze, shook his head, and then went downstairs. In his eyes, women of this level were out of his reach, the kind of people he could only fantasize about at night. But now, for him who has the system, women of this level don't necessarily seem to be high above him and out of his reach. First of all, you have to be excellent. Otherwise, no matter how rich you are, you won't be able to truly conquer a top-notch woman with all your heart and soul. An analogy. Jiangnan's wealth has reached an immeasurable level. With his money, he can indeed get most of the good-looking opposite sex to fall into his bed. Even the favorability will also increase. But the favorability of this kind of woman is simply because she is attracted by money and becomes a slave to wealth. In a sense, in this case, Jiangnan believes that the favorability can never reach 100 points. Even 90 points may not be achieved. While spending, I also need to enrich myself. Besides, didn't the system say that it would send out small welfare tasks from time to time, and after completing them, it would reward me with unexpected abilities and items? Jiangnan is very much looking forward to his future growth. Arrived downstairs. Jiangnan followed the system's instructions and found a brand new silver Porsche Cayenne parked in a parking space not far away. It's really handsome. Jiangnan arrived closer, touched the front of the car, and an expression of surprise appeared on his face. Luckily, when I was 18, I wanted to save some money to be a DD driver, or even drive a yellow Ferrari, so I learned to drive. Otherwise, I would really feel like crying when I look at the empty space when I am old. Jiangnan chuckled and shook his head. As he shook his head, his peripheral vision inadvertently caught sight of a young man sitting sideways on a small electric scooter not far away with a faint smile on his lips. As their eyes met, the latter immediately walked over, and when he came in front of Jiangnan, a Porsche key appeared in his hand. "Little brother, do you like this car?" The young man looked to be in his 20s and was looking at Jiangnan with a smile. "I really like it." Jiangnan nodded, then reached out and stroked the front of the car, saying, "This car is the dream of most men, and I am no exception. Would you like to go up and sit down?" Hearing Jiangnan's words, the young man smiled and shook the Porsche keys in his hand. Jiangnan was stunned for a moment, then turned around and saw the young man waving the Porsche keys in his hand with a smile on his face. Could it be that? Is this car his? In response, he immediately took his Porsche key and pressed it twice. Chirp. As he pressed the button, the lights of the silver Porsche Cayenne in front of him immediately flashed, followed by the sound of the door opening. That's right. It's his. Jiangnan turned around and looked at the young man with a dull face, and said with a smile, "Hearing what you said just now, I thought I got the wrong car. I'm leaving first." As he spoke, he got into the car. Buzz. The car started and drove slowly. After the silver Porsche Cayenne traveled dozens of meters, the young man who had been standing there in a daze with a dull look on his face finally came to his senses. In just a moment, his face flushed with shame. "Damn, I wanted to show off, but who knew I'd run into someone so awesome? Damn it, so embarrassing." The young man took out a cigarette with trembling hands, then lit it with his Porsche key, took 2 puffs, and quickly drove towards his electric scooter. A dozen minutes' drive. Jiangnan drove to the largest shopping mall district in Jiangcheng. To be honest, a Porsche Cayenne is not considered a top-notch luxury car in a new first-tier city like Jiangcheng, but it will still attract the attention of ordinary people. At least. The moment he found a parking space in Jiangnan and got out of the car, many passers-by still looked in his direction. After all, in this world, ordinary people make up 99% of the population. Facing these glances, Jiangnan's inner sense of satisfaction was naturally self-evident. After taking a quick look around, Jiangnan looked towards the pedestrian street not far away. This is the largest and most central shopping mall in Jiangcheng. At first glance, various top-brand luxury stores are lined up in rows. Chanel, Gucci, LV. Too many. Just pick a store and buy 2 sets of clothes, pants and shoes. Although clothes make the man, it is most important to have a solid foundation and the temperament to handle it. Jiangnan walked towards a top luxury hotel. There is a saying that goes, when everyone in the world knows your strength, even if you are wearing cheap goods, it is still trendy, and it is also an outfit tailor-made for you by an unknown master. This world is so realistic. Compared with the old saying, even if he puts on the dragon robe he doesn't look like a prince. Without the background, strength and temperament, even if you wear so-called top-end luxury goods, others will think you are wearing fake goods. Chapter 7. More than an hour later. When Jiangnan walked out of an Armani store, he was already holding several bags in his hands. At this moment, his cheap clothes were already a good upgrade. The 2 outfits plus casual shoes cost about 30,000 yuan in total. The average price per unit is 15,000 renminbi. It's not too expensive, but it's comfortable to wear, and the final rebate I received was as much as 300,000. Not only that, during this period he bought a watch, which was not too expensive, a Rolex Green Submariner for 128,000 yuan. The cashback from this Green Submariner was not much, only twice, but even so, it still brought his savings to more than 1.4 million. Not bad. Jiangnan walked slowly towards his car and arrived soon. After putting his things in the back seat, he returned to the driver's seat. Handsome tilder. Just as Jiangnan was about to start the car, a voice rang out. He tilted his head to look, and saw a girl outside the car who looked okay but was full of technology. She smiled and held her phone and asked, "Can you add me on WeChat?" "Thank you, no thanks." Jiangnan shook his head and politely declined. "Are you sure?" After being rejected, the girl with a tech face frowned and spoke something in a foreign language in an incredible way. To be honest, Jiangnan's study was not good, but he was not so bad as to not know the meaning of this word. He said softly, "I don't know you, beautiful girl." "Are you sure?" Hearing Jiangnan's response, the girl's tone became a little heavier, and she stared at Jiangnan with wide eyes and asked again in disbelief. I'm sorry, I have something to do now, I have to go. Jiangnan smiled politely and started the car. Sure. In response, he said, sure, again, and it was in a very strange tone, which made Jiangnan's face darken instantly. He couldn't help it anymore and said lightly, I am sure and certain. Please be careful and don't scratch my car. I'm afraid you can't afford the compensation. No matter how good your temper is, you will be numbed by Sister Sure's actions. Buzz. The car started and drove straight out of the parking space. In the car, Jiangnan kept shaking his head. He had witnessed the horror of gold diggers. The most important thing is that Sister Sure just now was so confident. Buzz buzz buzz. At this moment, the cell phone he had thrown aside suddenly vibrated. Darling, it's almost noon, remember to eat lunch. It was a call from Meng Qingqiu. I was just about to see what to eat. Are you done with get out of class? Jiangnan drives with one hand. Although he got his driver's license at the age of 18, he drove a car a few times in the following years, so he is not unfamiliar with cars. Yeah, I'm going to go to the cafeteria with my roommates. What are you doing now? Meng Qingqiu asked. I'm driving. Jiangnan returned, turned on the speaker, took a photo of her on WeChat, and said with a smile, how about I drive this car to pick you up when the time comes? Which car? Meng Qingqiu opened WeChat and took a look, then asked in surprise, KN. Aren't girls supposed to have little interest in cars? You recognized it right away. Jiangnan was a little surprised. Good. Meng Qingqiu's tone dragged a little, and he quickly changed the subject, speaking of which, darling, aren't you nervous or curious about meeting in person soon? I am a little nervous, but what am I curious about? Jiangnan asked curiously. Just curious about what I look like, what if I'm ugly? Meng Qingqiu asked in a low voice, fat, short. Will you run away as soon as you see me, just like what people say on the internet? Won't. Jiangnan replied. This is indeed not the case, but it is not certain whether they will still be together in the future. This world, after all, is a world where appearance matters. If you say he is heartless, then isn't this a normal thought for a normal person? Pucci, Qingqiu, stop scaring your online crush. You are the most beautiful girl on campus at Magic City University. Which boy would be so stunned when seeing you that he would run away on the spot? It's good enough that he didn't eat you up on the spot. A laugh rang out on the phone. Yao Yao, what are you talking about? Immediately afterwards, Meng Qingqiu's reproachful voice rang out. Hearing this, Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. The most beautiful girl in Magic City University. Ahem, darling, don't listen to Yao Yao's nonsense. Oh, really, Yao Yao, you've made me feel embarrassed now. Darling, I'm going to the cafeteria first. I'll contact you later, Tilda. Beep beep beep. After saying that, Meng Qingqiu hung up the phone. The most beautiful schoolgirl in the Magic City. Jiangnan did not put down his phone. While concentrating on driving, he opened Douyin and started searching. These days, there is basically no news that cannot be found on TikTok. Meng Qingqiu. Jiangnan directly searched the name of his online love object. In an instant, the keyword column immediately popped up with relevant keywords. The most beautiful girl in Magic City University. Let's take a look at the makeup-free photo of the most beautiful girl in Magic City University. Is Meng Qingqiu the most beautiful girl in Magic City University? I just clicked on a search term and went in. Instantly, a video popped up. In the video, a beautiful girl with a high ponytail and wearing a brown sleeveless turtleneck sweater is sitting on a bench with a book in her hand. She is wearing a black leather skirt and a pair of long legs in black stockings, which is very attractive. Is this Meng Qingqiu? Jiangnan opened the comment section and took a look, and saw all praise. This is senior sister Qingqiu. Damn, to be honest, she is not photogenic in person. In real life, she is extremely beautiful. I think she can really be called a fairy sister. Jiangnan noticed a comment on a Modu IP, which received a very high number of likes. If this is really my online crush Meng Qingqiu, then her looks are truly off the charts. Jiangnan wanted to cast an insight spell to see how many points Meng Qingqiu could get from the system. Host, this is not a live broadcast, and I didn't see it with my own eyes, so I can't use insight. The system prompt sounded in his mind. Okay. Jiangnan nodded, looked at Meng Qingqiu in the video a few more times, then smiled and was about to throw his phone aside. At this time, a message notification came from WeChat. Jiangnan clicked on it and took a look. It was sent by Lin Manman, the female anchor who looked so good. Eh? Brother Jiangnan, I just noticed that your Douyin IP address is in Jiangcheng. Is it such a coincidence? After seeing this message, Jiangnan thought about it and realized that he seemed to have followed this Xiaoguai Bujige when he was watching the live broadcast in the same city last year. The two of them were indeed in Jiangcheng. Yes. Jiangnan took out his phone and replied to their voice message concisely. Chapter 8. At the same time, at the gate of a university in Jiangcheng, a beautiful young JK girl listened to the extremely young voice in the voice bar, and a hint of hesitation appeared on her face. It wasn't that she wanted to throw herself into Jiangnan's arms, but she felt it was unbelievable that she had earned more than 30,000 yuan without any reason. So, she thought about it, wondering whether she should take advantage of the daytime to personally thank this big brother Yanyu Jiangnan who had spent tens of thousands of dollars in her live broadcast room. Brother Jiangnan, thank you for giving me 21 carnivals today. I thought you were also in Jiangcheng, so how about you do me a favor and treat me to a meal at noon? After hesitating for a while, Lin Manman sent a voice note. After sending it, her pretty face turned red. Although she seemed a bit carefree on weekdays, she was actually a very shy girl. Otherwise, with her looks, if she was more outgoing and relaxed, she might not become an internet celebrity with 1 million fans, but after a year of live streaming, she could at least become a small internet celebrity with tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of fans. Not to mention the idea of meeting the number one on the list, which made her extremely shy. Good. Soon. Lin Manman received the message and still responded simply. Give me the location and I'll pick you up. Then, another voice message came. It's a pretty young voice. I still have some impression of the ID in Jiangnan. Although he doesn't talk much in the live broadcast room, this ID is basically there every time he broadcasts live. There shouldn't be anything wrong, right? Lin Manman scratched her head, muttered something softly, and then gave her position to him. What does Lin Manman want to do? You can't just let her throw herself into your arms for a few tens of thousands of dollars, right? Now. In Jiangnan, we navigated to where Lin Manman was. It is a university town in Jiangcheng. It takes him some time to get from here to there, at most half an hour, at least 10 to 20 minutes. You may have to wait for me for about half an hour. It will take me a while to get here. Jiangnan thought about it and reminded her. I hope this woman can't wait any longer and runs away, otherwise his trip would be in vain. It's okay, I just need to go back to the dormitory. Lin Manman replied immediately. Are you planning to dress up? Jiangnan shook his head and smiled. To be honest, for Lin Manman, whose appearance score was as high as 88 points, even if he had an online dating partner like Meng Qingqiu, it would be a lie for him to say that he was not interested. Which man has not fantasized about eating from the bowl and looking at the pot? Jiangnan is no exception. About 20 minutes later, at the entrance of the university town, a Porsche Cayenne slowly stopped. Porsche? What kind of car is this? It looks pretty cool. It must be a Cayenne, a luxury car that costs over 100 yuan to start with. Which rich second generation is driving this car to pick up girls? As the Porsche Cayenne came to a stop in front of a university gate, voices began to ring out, and several good-looking girls with long legs stopped and looked over here. A car with a starting value of 1 million is a top luxury car for 99% of the people in this world. At least, if 1 out of 1,000 people can afford a car of this level, it would be very cool. Now, at the school gate, a pretty girl wearing jeans, a white short-sleeved top, and her hair tied into a bun also set her sights on the Porsche Cayenne. At this moment, the cell phone in her hand vibrated, and then Lin Manman quickly retracted her gaze and looked back at the phone. I have arrived. It's a message from Jiangnan. Why don't I see you? Lin Manman picked up her phone and just sent a voice message when she saw a handsome guy getting out of the Porsche Cayenne. Bang! At this moment, her heart began to beat rapidly. Could it be him? Lin Manman widened her eyes. Here it is. It was not until Jiangnan waved at her that Lin Manman finally confirmed that this was the Yanyu Jiangnan who had given her 21 carnivals in the morning. Fuck, so handsome. Which woman doesn't he like handsome guys? A light suddenly flashed in Lin Manman's eyes. Lin Manman's favorability +5. On Jiangnan's side, a system prompt sounded in his mind, which made him slightly stunned. This increase or decrease in favorability will actually be reported. Honestly, this feature is pretty cool. When facing a girl, he can instantly react to which of his words are wrong and which are right. Even when the girl is reluctant to accept him, he can clearly know whether he can take the next step. Overall, it's pretty nice. So handsome, which rich second generation is this? Who is that girl? She's so lucky to be with a handsome and wealthy second generation guy. Damn it. I'm not bad looking, why can't I find a good looking, tall, rich and handsome guy like this? When Jiangnan met Lin Manman, discussions immediately broke out around them. You are, brother Yin Jiangnan? Lin Manman asked in a low voice, still a little bit unbelieving. For some reason, she felt like she was meeting someone she had known online for a year in person. It was very wonderful. Yes. Jiangnan nodded. Lin Manman didn't use a beauty filter during the live broadcast, so there was not much difference in her appearance online and offline. Jiangnan even thinks that Lin Manman looks more pure offline. I didn't expect you to be so young and so handsome. Lin Manman secretly glanced at Jiangnan. She was only 165 centimeters tall. From this angle, she saw the perfect jawline of the person next to her, which made her think to herself, he should be around 185 centimeters tall with shoes on. Oh my gosh, such a high-quality boy has been hiding in my live broadcast room for almost a year, and why doesn't he post any works? Lin Manman's favorability +2. Thanks. Jiangnan smiled and thanked him. Then, the two got in the car. Under the gazes of passers-by, it slowly drove away. What to eat? In the car, Jiangnan asked. I'm treating you, shouldn't you want to eat something? Lin Manman pursed her lips and kept scanning the car with her peripheral vision. Good job. Is this what the interior of a luxury car with a starting value of 1 million looks like? To be honest, it is really comfortable to sit on. Hotpot, I remember there's a hotpot restaurant nearby that's pretty good. Jiangnan thought for a moment and then said. The hotpot restaurant nearby that you mentioned is indeed good, but I'll take you to a better hotpot restaurant in the alley. Lin Manman immediately said, it's economical and affordable, and there are many dishes. As she was talking, she suddenly remembered that she was treating everyone today, so she stopped immediately, looked at Jiangnan awkwardly, and whispered, actually, you can go to the restaurant you mentioned. It's okay, let's go to the alley hotpot you mentioned. Jiangnan smiled nonchalantly. I'm not treating you to that restaurant just to save money. It's because that hotpot is really, really, really delicious. When Lin Manman said this, her eyes were shining. Chapter 9. Soon, under the command of Lin Manman, Jiangnan drove the car to the outside of a small alley. Is this business so booming? Jiangnan rolled down the window and took a look. Wow, the alley was full of cars and there was no empty space at all. Of course. How could the place I recommended not have something to order? Lin Manman raised her eyebrows and said proudly. Can. Jiangnan nodded, looking forward to it. He is a native of Jiangcheng. If you ask him what is the most famous food in Jiangcheng, hotpot is second. I am afraid that no other food can be called the first. Brother, please step aside so that I can get out of the car. At this time, a man in his 30s came over, handed over a cigarette, and said something politely. Elder brother? Hearing the word brother, Lin Manman, who was sitting in the passenger seat, couldn't help but have a strange expression on her face. It seems like he is much older than Jiangnan, and you still call me brother? It is true that in this real world, money is the symbol of status. You're welcome. Please wait a moment. Jiangnan took Wazi, nodded with a smile, and then started reversing. His technique was pretty good and he reversed very smoothly to make a parking space. Thank you. After a while, a blue BMW 5 Series drove by. Fine. After the BMW passed by, Jiangnan arrived at his previous parking space. It's pretty good luck. After getting off the car, Jiangnan praised him. By the way, I still don't know your name, brother. Lin Manman led Jiangnan into the alley and introduced herself. My real name is Lin Manman. Jiangnan. Jiangnan replied. Then you are using your real name to surf the internet. Lin Man Man chuckled. Really? While chatting, the two arrived at an open-air dam, where all the tables were full. Boy, this is really hot. Seeing this, Jiangnan couldn't help but sigh. Is that so? Lin Man Man raised her eyebrows again and said with a smile. Hello, how many people are you? A waiter trotted over. 2. Lin Man Man made a year gesture. This way, please. The waiter immediately took the two of them to a table that had just been cleared, and then said, 2 customers, just scan the code and place your order, and the dishes will be delivered one by one. Okay, this isn't my first time here, go ahead and do your work. Lin Man Man smiled and waved her hand, then sat down, picked up her phone, scanned the code and started placing an order. Do you want to eat yellow throat? Eat. Where's the pig brain? No. Duck intestines? Eat. The two of them asked questions one after another and quickly ordered all the dishes. Jiangnan? Oh, it's really you. At this moment, a voice suddenly came from the next table. Jiangnan and Lin Man Man looked to the side at the same time, and saw a yellow-haired young man with a spirited little sister looking towards them. When the yellow-haired young man saw Lin Man Man, a look of shock immediately appeared on his face. Wow, such a pretty girl. Who is this? Lin Man Man asked in a low voice. A colleague who used to deliver food with me. Jiangnan just nodded slightly to the yellow-haired man, and responded when he heard Lin Man Man's question. Delivering food? Hearing this, Lin Man Man was stunned for a moment, then scratched her head and said, It seems that you second-generation rich people all like to go to the grassroots to hone your skills and experience life. I saw a video online before, it was also a takeaway boy, but when he was delivering food, he bought a famous watch worth hundreds of thousands or something without blinking an eyelid, my god. Hearing this, Jiangnan just smiled and said nothing. If he hadn't been bound to the system, he would probably still be eating instant noodles at home, thinking about how to respond to Meng Qingqiu's request to meet in person. Honey, your friend doesn't seem to be very interested in you. Beside, the girlfriend of the yellow-haired young man added fuel to the fire. Oh. Hearing this, the yellow-haired young man smiled coldly and stood up immediately. Excuse me, which customer's Porsche Cayenne is outside the alley? At the moment when the yellow-haired young man stood up, a voice happened to sound in the venue. Swish, swish, swish. Moment. Everyone's eyes were on him. Yours. Seeing the yellow-haired young man standing up, a waiter hurried over and said politely, Brother, there is a customer's car outside that can't get out. I want you to move it. Is that okay? What's mine? The yellow-haired young man was stunned for a moment. He had a small electric scooter, so couldn't he just move it easily? The Porsche Cayenne outside the alley. The waiter was polite and authentic. Do you think I look like someone who can afford a luxury car like that? The yellow-haired young man was speechless for a while. Just as he was about to walk towards Jiangnan's table, he saw Jiangnan stand up. In his surprised eyes, he said, Mine. Yours. When the waiter heard what Jiangnan said, he immediately ran over again. The yellow-haired young man heard his muttering on the way, Why are you standing up if you can't afford it? Fuck you. The yellow-haired young man almost vomited blood. He stood up and prepared to cause trouble for Jiangnan. But what's wrong with this kid? Porsche Cayenne. Isn't he a poor loser from an orphanage? How come he suddenly drives a Porsche? This way, please. While he was stunned, the waiter had already respectfully led Jiangnan to the outside of the open-air dam. Soon. Arrived outside the alley. Still, there was only a man in his 30s smoking a cigarette. Seeing the waiter leading Jiangnan over, he immediately came forward and shyly handed over a cigarette worth more than 10 yuan, and said politely, I'm sorry, handsome guy, your car is too close to mine, I don't dare to move. Jiangnan took the cigarette and smiled, It's okay, it won't take much time to move the car. The meaning of not daring to move is very clear. After all, it is a million-level car. If the paint is really scratched, for an ordinary person, that would be a month's salary. Soon. Jiangnan arrived at the car, took a look and couldn't help but burst into laughter. To be honest, the distance between the cars is quite large. However, he glanced at the car next to him, which was a second-hand BYD car. If it were him, he would probably be a little panicked. Don't think that people in new first-tier cities like Jiangcheng are either rich or noble. Let alone Jiangcheng, even in Kyoto, the ancient imperial city, the gap between the rich and the poor is still terrifying. Soon, Jiangnan also moved the car a large distance away. Thank you, handsome. The old man thanked me and drove away. Jiangnan smiled and nodded. After getting out of the car, he was just about to head into the alley when a beautiful scenery came into his sight. Bite. Chapter 10. At the same time, a reminder sounded in Jiangnan's mind. Ding! Their host is detected to have a person of the opposite sex with a beauty score of 90 points nearby. The system assigns a small welfare task: successfully obtain Jiang Yang's green bubble. Mission reward: 1 million yuan, mastery of piano. Huh! Hearing these prompt sounds, Jiangnan showed a look of surprise on his face. I want to talk about the $1 million, it's pretty nice. This piano master's proficiency and skills is even nicer. Even as a layman, he knew there were 10 levels of piano playing, and there was no general term for levels above the 10th. To be honest, this master level piano skill, even if not the best, should be world class, right? Jiangnan looked towards the beautiful scenery. Soon, two girls came over holding hands and laughing. His eyes were fixed on one of the girls with long hair. Her light makeup made her look very pure and sexy, and the smile on her face was extremely sweet. Name: Jiangnan. Age: 19 years old. Height: 170 centimeters. Weight: 56 kilograms. Experience: 0. Appearance: 92 points. Favorability: 5 points. Huh? How come there are 5 points of favorability? After Jiangnan saw Jiangyang's attributes, a look of surprise appeared on his face. Little did she know that at this moment, Jiangyang inadvertently noticed Jiangnan standing next to the Porsche Cayenne. Which normal man doesn't like beautiful women? Similarly, which normal woman doesn't like handsome guys? Yang, that handsome guy is good. He has good taste in clothes, good looks, and is tall. Do you think that Porsche is his? This way. Jiangyang's best friend Li Lanlan whispered. I don't know, but he is indeed very handsome, a sunny and handsome guy, which is my type. Jiangyang replied in a low voice, and then her eyes met Jiangnan's. Her heartbeat inexplicably began to accelerate, so much so that she quickly withdrew her gaze. He's coming over. Damn, he looks even more handsome up close, with such three-dimensional facial features. Also, I think he's a bodybuilder. He's definitely one of those guys who look skinny when dressed and muscular when undressed. Li Lanlan also said this nervously. R. Jiangyang immediately calmed down, and then looked at Jiangnan walking towards her with an extremely sunny smile. Wow, that's interesting. This guy's smile is so contagious, so sunny. Jiangyang's favorability +5. In just a moment, this beautiful girl with a 92-point appearance score had a 10-point favorable impression of Jiangnan. Hello, miss, can I add you on WeChat? Jiangnan came over with a cell phone, looked at Jiangyang and asked with a smile. The system said it was a small welfare task. Jiangnan didn't think that he couldn't successfully add this girl on WeChat with 10 points of favorability. Me? Jiangyang pointed at herself. Jiangnan took a look and found that the pretty girl's hands were indeed beautiful, with a manicure with sequins and diamonds that was neither too long nor too short. May I? Jiangnan nodded and shook the phone twice. No, no problem. Jiangyang nodded. Instead, she, the pretty girl who was asked about her WeChat, felt a little shy. She took out her cell phone and the two of them added each other on WeChat. Bite. Congratulations to their host for successfully completing the welfare mission. Rewards: $1 million, mastery of piano. After successfully adding WeChat, Jiangnan immediately heard the system notification sound in his mind, which brought a happy smile to his face. Although this system develops a little slower than the many fast-paced and rich novels he had read on the novel app before. But honestly speaking, this kind of slow growth and development while acquiring practical skills is really to Jiangnan's liking. Jiangnan, then, let's talk later. The two of them exchanged notes. Jiangyang naturally knew Jiangnan's name. She waved at him with a blushing face and started moving quickly in small steps. Let's talk later. Jiangnan smiled slightly and followed her gaze. Only then did he notice the girl's outfit. The upper body is a versatile white short shirt, and the lower body is a light yellow miniskirt similar to a hip skirt. As for the pair of straight and perfect legs, they are matched with a pair of white stockings. Good, good, good. Moving down further, the pair of brown leather shoes immediately made the whole outfit more three-dimensional in his mind. This outfit is simply perfect. If Jiangnan is Jiangyang's cup of tea, then Jiangyang is a true heavenly dish for Jiangnan. Jiangyang and her two daughters walked through the alley. It seemed that they were just two college students strolling around there. Jiangnan also returned to the alley. Hurry, hurry, the food is served so quickly today. As soon as they sat down, Lin Manman's anxious voice rang out, tripe, up and down, rapid crispy. Jiangnan glanced at her, shook his head and smiled, took out the bowl and chopsticks, and began to enjoy the alley hot pot. To be honest, the taste is really good. At least having tried many hot pot restaurants, he feels that the taste of this hot pot is definitely among the top 3. An hour later. Cool. Lin Manman put down her chopsticks and shouted happily without any image. It's really delicious. Jiangnan nodded in praise. Of course not. The hot pot that I'm thinking about must taste delicious. Lin Manman took off her apron with a smile, then sniffed the smell of hot pot on her body and said, the smell is too strong. I'll just take a taxi back to school later. It's okay. I smell bad too. Jiangnan didn't wear an apron, so he stood up and said, let's go. I'll take you back. Jiangnan. At this time, a voice sounded nearby. Then, the yellow-haired young man came with his girlfriend, handed over a cigarette with a smile, and said, where are you doing recently? You are doing so well now. I've quit. Jiangnan did not take the huazi, and said calmly, currently unemployed. After saying that, he gave Lin Manman a look, and the two of them left side by side. Damn, you're so pretentious. The yellow-haired young man looked at Jiangnan's back and snorted coldly, this dog hair must have rented a set of clothes from somewhere, and also a car to pick up girls. After walking out of the alley and getting in the car, Jiangnan didn't say much to Lin Manman about whether he wanted to go shopping or not, and spend some money for her to see if he could win her heart and get out of the stage of self-reliance as soon as possible. He is not in a hurry. There is no need to rush. Jiangnan, thank you so much for giving me so many carnivals today. On their way back to school, Lin Manman took the initiative to talk. Chapter 11. I've been watching your live broadcast for a year. Although you do it casually, it's still quite interesting. Jiangnan chuckled and said, it's not a momentary impulse, it's just an opportunity. It's rare to find a rich second generation like you who is so low-key. As Lin Manman spoke, she secretly glanced at Jiangnan. There was another sentence she didn't say, hidden in her heart. That is, it is even rarer to find a rich second generation with a good personality and good looks like Jiangnan. It can almost be said that even if Jiangnan had not given her these 21 carnivals and had not driven a Porsche worth $1 million to pick her up, if he really wanted to pursue her, Lin Manman would not have thought of rejecting it at the first moment. The first impression is so important. Oh? So you have seen a lot of high-profile rich second generations? Jiangnan asked back with a smile. No, I read it all on the internet. Don't they say that if God opens a window for you, he will definitely close another window for you? I feel that God has not closed any window for you. He has opened all the high-quality windows for you. As Lin Manman spoke, she couldn't help laughing. Har har. Jiangnan was also amused by her words. The two of them chatted back and forth, and the atmosphere in the car was quite harmonious. There was no sense of strangeness as if they were meeting for the first time. Instead, it was as if they were meeting in person after chatting online for a long time. It's almost here. When the car arrived at the gate of Lin Manman University and stopped, Lin Manman muttered something in a daze. What? Are you reluctant to get off the bus? Jiangnan joked. I feel relaxed and happy chatting with you. Lin Manman stuck out her tongue, then unbuckled her seat belt and opened the car door. After hesitating for a moment, she turned around and looked at Jiangnan and said, can I invite you to dinner when you are free? Okay, it depends on your time. Jiangnan smiled and nodded. Good. Lin Manman smiled and got out of the car happily. Bye-bye. She closed the car door and waved outside the window with a sweet smile. Goodbye. Jiangnan also waved his hand, then slowly started the car and drove away. Lin Manman's favorability +5. On their way back to the old city, Jiangnan suddenly heard a system prompt inexplicably in his mind, which made him think about it. If I remember correctly, Lin Manman's favorability towards him has now reached 32 points. Wow, the favorability is rising quite fast. 32 points of favorability is already close to the level of an ambiguous relationship. Jiangnan understood the favorability value of the system. Generally speaking, 0 points means a stranger, and below 10 points, it is basically just an impression. By around 10 points, this impression is already very good. As for around 11:30 o'clock, they are generally friends. If the score is above 30, if the person is of the opposite sex, it basically means there is some affection between boyfriend and girlfriend. As long as Jiangnan wants, occasional ambiguous words or small physical touches can definitely quickly accelerate Lin Manman's affection for him. So, in this world, you not only need to be rich, but you also need to meet all the hardcore conditions. Jiangnan glanced at himself in the car mirror, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but curl up into a nice arc. When I returned to the downstairs of the old apartment building I rented in the old city, it was already around 2:30 in the afternoon. After parking the car, Jiangnan went up to the third floor carrying a few bags. Coincidentally, when he turned the corner of the corridor, he met Xia Jiqing again. "Sister Xia." Jiangnan greeted. "Ho." Xia Jiqing looked at Jiangnan at this moment, with a look of surprise on her face. "Good job. This outfit is really handsome." Xia Jiqing's favorability +2. A system prompt sounded in his mind, and Jiangnan nodded secretly in his heart. Clothes make the man, the ancients were right. Is this a consumption spree? Xia Jiqing looked Jiangnan up and down again, her beautiful eyes full of amazement, and said, "I haven't seen you for a few months. What a great watch. Armani, eh? Rolex Green Submariner? Xiaojiang, are you done experiencing life and ready to go home and inherit the family business?" Jiangnan's temperament today is indeed completely different from before. With his mastery of piano skills and his well-dressed outfit, he really gives people the feeling of a nobleman. Sister Xia is joking. Jiangnan shook his head and smiled. Har har har, but you've really changed a lot. To be honest, if I were 10 years younger, I'm sure I'd be completely fascinated by you. Xia Jiqing covered her mouth and laughed. Her figure was not plump, but her breasts were quite big. In addition, she was wearing a slightly slim blue top. When she laughed, there are only 4 words to describe Jiangnan's feeling at this moment. The branches and flowers are shaking. You make me feel a little embarrassed. Jiangnan came back to his senses, scratched his head with a silly smile. If he didn't know that Xia Jiqing's favorability towards him was only 7 points, he would probably have taken it seriously and said something nasty. Xia Jiqing's favorability +3. At this time, a system prompt sounded in his mind, which made Jiangnan stunned for a moment. Good job. This actually added 3 points of favorability, bringing the total to 10 points in one go. Okay, I won't tease you anymore. I have to pick up my daughter from her piano teacher. We'll talk later. Xia Jiqing waved her hand, then walked past Jiangnan and went down the corridor. Piano? Jiangnan's eyes flickered. From time to time during the day when he was at home, he could indeed hear some simple piano key sounds. So Xia Jiqing's daughter was learning piano? Etc. Jiangnan seemed to have grasped some key point, and an idea suddenly flashed in his mind. He now has mastered the piano at the master level, so it shouldn't be impossible for him to teach a little girl of a few years old, right? Xia Jiqing's beauty score is also as high as 92 points. It seems possible to list her as one of the targets for completing the previous welfare task. Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. The value of that small welfare task is extremely generous. Villa number 001, Jiangcheng Qianfu. The world's limited edition Pagani Zonder. He found time to search. The housing prices in Jiangcheng Qianfu in Jiangcheng are not low. There are sea view rooms, large flats, and 9 limited and most precious villas. According to online reports, the price of villa number 001 may start at as much as 500 million yuan and as little as 300 million yuan. Moreover, how could a villa called number 001 be bought so easily with money? Therefore, just this Jiangcheng Qianfu number 001 villa completely attracted Jiangnan. Not to mention, there is also a global limited edition luxury supercar Pagani Zonda. The starting price of this car is tens of millions. Just a Porsche Cayenne worth $1 million is quite impressive to drive out. But if a Pagani Zonda supercar worth tens of millions is driven out, wouldn't it be a big hit and attract everyone's attention? Very good, I suddenly have a more motivated goal. For my number 001WI and my luxury supercar Pagani Zonda, I must complete this somewhat difficult welfare task as soon as possible. Chapter 12. Go back inside. Jiangnan threw the bags in his hands on the small sofa, and then lay down. He stared at the ceiling blankly, and suddenly laughed out loud. All of this is not a dream. Jiangnan stood up suddenly and took out his mobile phone to check his balance. More than 2.4 million. In just a few hours, he went from being a poor loser with only a few thousand yuan in savings to a millionaire. He wondered if the world's richest man was making money as fast as he was. But in the future, no one in this world will be able to catch up with him in terms of the speed at which he makes money. This is his confidence. After calming down, Jiangnan opened TikTok. Brother, welcome to you. A little heart will go on the acupressure mat once, a big beer will go on the acupressure mat twice, and a hot air balloon will live on the acupressure mat for 1 minute. Brothers, please feel free to give Xiamai instructions tilde. It might be because Jiangnan had given gifts to the female anchor of this minigame in the morning. As soon as he opened Douyin, the minigame live broadcast room in the morning immediately pushed gifts to him. Huh? Still live streaming on the acupressure mat. Jiangnan took a quick glance and found that the anchor was still broadcasting live on the acupressure mat, which made him look a little surprised. Is he so trustworthy? Immediately, he entered the live broadcast room. Welcome to Brother Yinyu Jiangnan's live broadcast room. Brother Jiangnan, I didn't break my promise. Except for a few minutes of delay when picking up the takeaway at noon, I didn't cheat for a single moment tilde. As Jiangnan entered the live broadcast room, he instantly rose to the top of the list, and the female anchor in the live broadcast room of this small game also immediately gave him a warm welcome. Seeing that he had been directly promoted to the first place on the list, Jiangnan also understood that this female anchor had indeed never gone off the air. The price has gone up. Only then did he notice that the sign in the female anchor's hand had changed. A hot air balloon plus a 1-minute live broadcast of acupressure mats. I can't help it, brother. It's not even 6 hours yet. Although there's only 1 hour left, I feel like I'm going to fail. The female anchor said aggrievedly. Not to mention, we still don't know what this woman looks like, but her voice sounds really soft and sweet. Moreover, the woman was wearing a pair of thin flesh-colored stockings with reinforced toes. If you look closely, you can actually see that she had red nail polish on. This red color may seem a bit earthy, but the advantage is that her legs are really good. They are not chopstick legs, model legs, or cartoon legs. But it's the legs of a wine glass. As the name suggests, this type of leg is like a wine glass, wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. Although the thighs look slightly muscular, the calves are actually very slender. Moreover, with the addition of this pair of flesh-colored stockings, it is inevitable that Jiangnan, who is a bit of a leg-obsessed person, will be attracted to her. Jiangnan even wanted to cast an insight spell on this female game anchor named Xiaomai Susu to see what her appearance score was. Forget it, there's no need. I just came here to get ordinary emotional value and find it fun. Jiangnan shook his head and discarded the idea. If he had come here for the looks in the first place, he would have thrown his insight there long ago. But he is not. I simply think this little game is interesting, and the emotional value that Susu provides is quite good. Now, he was extremely trustworthy and stood on the acupressure mat for nearly 6 hours in the live broadcast room. To be honest, Jiangnan still admires her very much. If I lose my insight, and it doesn't work out as expected, I won't be that interested anymore. Jiangnan shook his head and said, just playing on the internet for fun. If you want to see beautiful girls, there are always a bunch of them on TikTok. Can you still hold on? Jiangnan asked. Can you still hold on? Seeing Jiangnan's comment, the female anchor named Susu hasn't said anything yet. A level 52 guy said, what? You want to brush some more? Seeing this barrage, Jiangnan was stunned for a moment, and his brows frowned instantly. He ignored him and continued to send another barrage. If you can't hold on, I won't continue. Yes. I can hold on. Seeing Jiangnan's comments, the female anchor named Susu hurriedly said, Brother Jiangnan, I can still hold on. Okay, I'll go recharge. After Jiangnan sent a message, he logged out and started recharging. I didn't recharge much, just the remaining 400,000 yuan. Soon. 4 million dudium money has been credited to my account. Jiangnan returned to the live broadcast room. Now. Jiangnan took a quick glance and saw that the level 52 brother was blasting hot air balloons like crazy. In the time it took him to retreat and advance, he had already blasted over 100 of them. One hot air balloon costs 52 yuan, so 100 hot air balloons cost 5,200 yuan. This wave directly exceeded the 400 large sunglasses that Jiangnan had previously bought. Since you said you can hold on, then I'll let you hold on a little longer. Keep going. This level 52 brother arrogantly sent a barrage. This. Although this big brother gave her 100 hot air balloons, which cost a total of 5,200 yuan, Susu in the live broadcast room smiled bitterly at this moment. 100 hot air balloons means 100 minutes, which is another hour and 40 minutes. Adding the 1 hour she still owed, the total was 2 hours and 40 minutes. Tired. Too tired. Thank you Dacia UAE for the 100 hot air balloons. Currently I still have to live broadcast on the acupressure mat for 2 hours and 40 minutes. Susu's voice sounded weak, but she soon cheered up and continued, Is there any boss who wants to extend the working hours? Hearing this, Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. He chuckled and shook his head, and typed, There is always a plus and a minus, host, how about reducing 1 minute for every gift of the same value? Seeing Jiangnan's comments, Susu was stunned for a moment, then asked, Is this possible? Okay, why not? Jiangnan laughed. Level 52 big brother, oh. You mean, you want to fight me? Try. Jiangnan smiled slightly, and then began to look for a gift that would match the value of the hot air balloon. Chapter 13. With a casual glance, Jiangnan saw a really love you gift also worth 52 yuan. Immediately, Jiangnan also started clicking. In just a short while, 100, 200 appeared. 52 yuan each, 200 pieces is 10,400 yuan. Thank you, Brother Jiangnan, for your 200 true loves. Thank you so much, Brother Jiangnan. Susu immediately expressed her gratitude, her voice trembling slightly, and it was obvious that she was very excited. Because 2 hours and 40 minutes is only 160 minutes. And with these 200 gifts from Jiangnan that truly showed his love for you, 200 minutes were instantly reduced. In fact, it exceeded 40 minutes. Dacia UAE presented the anchor with a hot air balloon 1. Dacia UAE presented the anchor with a hot air balloon 1. Dacia UAE presented the anchor with a hot air balloon 1. This level 52 big brother also started to brush up hard. Similarly, he gave out gifts very quickly. In the same short period of time, 200 were swiped out. Oh shit. The two big brothers started a war. Har har har, Susu is so lucky. That's awesome. Damn, I don't think I have the ability to do that. It's not easy for a small game live broadcast room to encounter two big brothers fighting each other. Brothers, are you tired of giving gifts? If you are, top up your diamonds and give me your account. I will help you to give gifts. Don't worry, there is no need to pay any fees. Barrages of comments scrolled across the screen in the live broadcast room. The live broadcast room now has about 100 people at the beginning, but probably because too many gifts were given, it started to gain momentum and gradually attracted more than 400 people. I am really grateful for the support of both brothers. Susu's voice trembled even more. She was just a small game anchor with a few thousand fans. She had never seen such a scene before. At this moment, she felt indescribable complicated emotions in her heart. Jiangnan didn't say anything, his fingers just kept clicking. When he had swiped a total of 1,000 gifts worth 52 yuan, he finally stopped. It was not that he didn't want to continue, but his hands were too tired. 52,000 yuan. At this moment, seeing the 1,000 I really love you floating on the screen, the female anchor Susu widened her eyes with an incredible look on her face. This gift is so exhausting. After Jiangnan posted a barrage, he directly clicked on the carnival, which was a fancy gift worth 3,000 yuan. Brush. Yenyu Jiangnan presented the anchor with a carnival 1. Yinyu Jiangnan presented the anchor with a carnival 1. Yinyu Jiangnan presented the anchor with a carnival 1. The gift floated across the screen again. This time, it is still a carnival worth 3,000 yuan. He still has 3,480,000 diamonds left in his account. One carnival is 30,000 diamonds. Jiangnan didn't say much and directly brushed 100 carnivals. 3 million worth of diamonds, 300,000 yuan was spent in a short time. Fuck. This big brother is really powerful. Damn, ordering carnival is more relaxed than ordering hearts. What do you mean by more open-minded than you? When a big brother orders a flower, it's no different from us giving a thumbs up, right? Brother, stop it, you scared away the level 52 second guy. After Jiangnan's 100 carnivals, the entire live broadcast room instantly became lively. Thank you brother Yinyu Jiangnan for the 100 carnivals. Oh my god, I have never received a carnival before. Brother, these 100 of yours have opened up a new world for me. Thank you very much, thank you very much. The female anchor Susu immediately put her hands together and bowed repeatedly towards the camera. Run away. That's boring. Jiangnan couldn't help but shook his head when he saw the comments in the live broadcast room. Then he took action again and spent all the remaining 480,000 diamonds, or 48,000 yuan. Bite. Congratulations to their host, the consumption is completed and you will receive a 5-fold rebate. Bite. The phone rang again with a text message. A 5-fold rebate of 400,000 would be 2 million. Adding his previous 2 million, his current savings means he has 4 million. Pretty. Jiangnan snapped his fingers and a look of admiration appeared on his face. Brother Jiangnan, I'm going to end the broadcast now. Please check the private message later. At this time, the voice of the female anchor in the live broadcast room rang out. Hearing their voice, Jiangnan came back to his senses and then followed the female anchor. Soon. The live broadcast room is closed. Jiangnan arrived at his own homepage and a private message was sent. Thank you for your reward, brother Jiangnan. Can I add a green bubble to you? Susu sent a message. Seeing this, Jiangnan hesitated for a moment, but quickly shook his head. There would be no harm in adding her on WeChat. If this female anchor only had nice legs but an ugly face, he could just delete her and be done with it. If it's acceptable, just keep it. To be honest, Jiangnan really admires this trustworthy female anchor who earns her hard-earned money. Immediately, he gave his existing WeChat account to Susu. Soon. In just a few seconds, he heard a friend addition notification sound from the WeChat background. Susu requests to add you as a friend. Jiangnan clicked on it and agreed to the request. Then, I subconsciously clicked on Susu's circle of friends and started reading it. The first picture that caught his eye was the background image of the moments, which was a photo of a woman in her 20s holding the hand of a little girl of 5 or 6 years old. In the photo, the woman looks gentle, virtuous, and a beautiful girl from a small family. Her appearance is stunning at first sight, but as you look at her a few more times, you will be pleasantly surprised. She is the type that becomes more beautiful the more you look at her. Moreover, judging from her clothes, she is simply a good girl. You have a child. Jiangnan was quite surprised to see that the woman in the photo looked to be no more than 27 or 28 years old and had a child of 5 or 6 years old. Wait. 27 or 28 years old doesn't seem young anymore. Having a 5 or 6-year-old child seems normal. Jiangnan shook his head and smiled, then glanced at other friends' circles, most of which were about daily life, so he couldn't help but leave. Hello, brother Jiangnan. I am the female anchor Susu. A voice message was sent. Thank you so much for what you did just now. I know that sometimes people get a little carried away when giving gifts. How about this? I don't have much money on hand right now. After the gifts are divided, I will return half of what you gave today, okay? When Jiangnan was about to reply, another voice message came. After listening, he smiled. This female anchor seemed quite interesting. Need not. Jiangnan replied, to me, hundreds of thousands are just loose change. Money that has been spent is like water that has been poured out. Just accept it with peace of mind. Chapter 14. At the same time, in a small apartment in Jiangcheng, a woman wearing a floral dress, with her hair draped over her shoulders and a mask that made it impossible to see her face clearly, sat on the sofa in the living room, looking at the message sent by her big brother on WeChat. Her eyes became moist for a moment. Thank you, brother Jiangnan. The woman typed a message and slowly took off her mask. Even without any makeup, she is still very beautiful. Moreover, with her eyes slightly red at the moment, she looked even more pitiful and broken, making people want to hold her in their arms and love her well. It's okay. I'll go get busy first and talk later. A message was sent, causing the woman to wipe the corners of her eyes, and then she replied obediently with a word, okay. Then she collapsed on the sofa and let out a long breath. In a relaxed state, she suddenly felt a pain in her legs and feet after standing on the acupressure mat in the live broadcast room for such a long time. She couldn't help but put her legs on the sofa, and then slightly turned sideways and began to knead her flesh-colored calves and jade feet. I earned over 200,000 today. I think I can add some food to my baby girl's diet. The woman's voice rang out, I really met a good big brother, and this big brother hasn't made any requests to me. Isn't it often said on the internet? The big brother on the list usually makes some requests to the female anchor. Although I didn't show my face, many viewers in the live broadcast room have privately chatted with me more than once to ask if I can get socks. Thinking of this, the woman pursed her lips, then shook her head and murmured, this big brother probably doesn't have this hobby, right? But I have to find a way to thank him. For him, it may be just a few coins, but for an ordinary family like me, that is almost 2 years' income. This side of Jiangnan. He walked out of the bathroom, having just taken a shower and put on his clothes, but hadn't even blow-dried his hair yet. Be good, don't cry. Mommy will find a better piano teacher for Xiaoyan. Our Xiaoyan is not stupid at all. It's the teacher who is stupid. She has no real talent and yet she comes out to teach piano. When we arrived at the living room, because the sound insulation was not very good, Xie Jiqing's voice coaxing her daughter was heard at the door. 5:55 tilde. Sobbing sounds were heard. Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. It seems, the opportunity has come. Squeak. The door suddenly opened, and Xie Jiqing and her daughter, who were just passing by Jiangnan's gate, were so frightened that the little girl stopped crying. Eh? Sister Xie, Xiaoyan, hello. Jiangnan, who was holding a black garbage bag in his hand, looked at the mother and daughter in surprise, and then put the garbage bag at the door. He then looked at the little girl and asked curiously, why are you crying? You are, brother Jiangnan. The little girl was also about 5 or 6 years old. They lived on the same floor and they met each other from time to time. One day last year, he even helped the little girl chase away some older bad kids. Therefore, she still had a very deep impression of Jiangnan. Yeah, why don't you recognize your brother? Jiangnan squatted down with a smile. After taking a look at Xie Jiqing, he saw that she didn't seem to have any objection, so he couldn't help but reach out and rub the little girl's head. It's just that my brother suddenly became more handsome and I didn't recognize him at first. Mom, I want my brother to teach me piano. The little girl enjoyed Jiangnan's big hand caressing her little head, and then suddenly hugged him, looked at her mother, and said, Big brother taught me to play the piano, I will definitely learn it. You? Xie Jiqing was a little confused by her daughter's words, and then she smiled bitterly and shook her head. Xiaoyan, be good, brother is not a teacher, and he can't play the piano. Yes, big brother can. The little girl started throwing a tantrum. You girl. Xie Jiqing frowned, her face full of helplessness, especially when she saw her daughter hugging Jiangnan tightly. She became even more drunk and squatted down subconsciously. At the same time, the angle at which she squatted was perfect for eye contact with Jiangnan. In an instant, as if she felt something, Xie Jiqing's face turned red. When she was about to get up, she noticed from the corner of her eye that Jiangnan immediately turned his eyes away. This made her feel relieved, and she stood up again without leaving any trace. Xie Jiqing's favorability +5. Huh? Just by behaving like a gentleman, he gained 5 points of favorability. Jiangnan was slightly surprised. Big brother, you must be able to play the piano, right? At this time, the little girl's baby voice was heard. Meeting. Jiangnan smiled and nodded. Xie Jiqing was slightly stunned when she heard Jiangnan's words, but she soon understood that he was following her daughter's words. She immediately nodded with a smile and said, Brother is busy now. How about letting brother teach you to play the piano when he is free? Great, great. The little girl immediately laughed happily. Jiangnan also stood up, but he did not directly explain how great his piano skills were. When he really needs to show off, he only needs to win Xie Zhiqing's favor. So, he didn't even bother to show himself. That's just a low-level technique. Real masters are those who pretend to be pigs and eat the tigers, giving people unexpected shocks at critical moments. Goodbye, big brother. The little girl was pulled away by Xie Zhiqing. Goodbye. Jiangnan also smiled and waved. Xie Zhiqing glanced at Jiangnan and smiled at him. Watching the big and small people walking away, Jiangnan also withdrew his gaze from Xie Zhiqing's graceful figure. Bang! The door was closed, and Jiangnan did not continue to consume on Douyin. He went straight back to the room and went to sleep. Bang bang bang. I don't know how long I slept. In a daze, a knock on the door brought him back to reality from his dream. Jiangnan opened his eyes and looked at the gloomy weather outside the window, and got up from the bed in confusion. It's already 6 o'clock. Jiangnan glanced at the time. It was already 6 o'clock in the afternoon. He slept for a really long time. Bang bang bang. At this time, the knock on the door rang again. Xiaojiang, are you there? Xie Zhiqing's voice rang out. Squeak. Soon. Jiangnan got up and opened the door, then saw Xie Zhiqing, who breathed a sigh of relief. Sister Xie, what's wrong? Jiangnan yawned and asked. Just woke up. Xie Zhiqing glanced at Jiangnan, who looked a little sleepy and couldn't help but smile. I just made some home-cooked dishes, and wanted to ask if you had eaten. Chapter 15. No. Jiangnan shook his head. Okay then, pack up and come over later. Xie Zhiqing smiled and nodded. Good. Jiangnan finally came to his senses at this time. I went back home, washed up, and then went out. Xie Zhiqing lived not far from him. It was a house in an old residential area with 4 or 5 tenants on each floor, and Xie Zhiqing lived at the innermost position on the 3rd floor. Jiangnan arrived quickly. The door was not closed, so he walked straight in. After closing the door, Xie Zhiqing's gentle voice came from inside. Xiaojiang, the shoes at the door, I prepared them for you. Good. Jiangnan responded, and then took a look. It was a pair of pink women's slippers, but they were not small, at least he could wear them. At this time, he also noticed several pairs of high heels on the shoe cabinet next to him. Among them, a pair of Valentino high heels with diamonds made him take a second look. This Xie Zhiqing is also a high-heeled shoe lover. Big brother Tilder. When Jiangnan walked through the gate, the little girl immediately jumped over happily, and then threw herself into his arms as he squatted down. Xie Zhiqing's favorability +1. He picked up the little girl and heard a system prompt in his mind, which made him look forward. He saw Xie Zhiqing standing there in a small apron, with a dazed look on her beautiful face. Sister Xie. Jiangnan greeted softly. Come, it's time to eat. Xie Zhiqing recovered and said with a smile. Let's eat. The little girl shouted happily, after dinner, handsome brother will teach Xiaoying to play the piano Tilder. Xiaoying. Xie Zhiqing's tone became more serious. Didn't mom say that brother is usually very busy and may not be able to find time to teach you to play the piano? No matter what, won't handsome brother have time after dinner? The little girl got angry and pouted, looking unhappy. Okay, I'll teach you later. Jiangnan knew that the groundwork was almost done, so he smiled, reached out and rubbed the little girl's head, and spoke. Xiaojiang. Xie Zhiqing looked towards Jiangnan in surprise. Fine. Jiangnan gave Xie Zhiqing a look. Xie Zhiqing was stunned by the confident look, and then she shook her head and said, let's not talk about this for now. Come to the table and eat. As she spoke, she took off her apron, and a pair of plump breasts immediately came into Jiangnan's sight. This figure is really great, it's really wow. Jiangnan quickly withdrew his gaze, not daring to look at him any longer. The most important thing is that Xie Zhiqing has silver hair and an invincible figure. She looks like she came out of a comic book. Seated quickly. Xie Zhiqing also took the little girl over and started eating in her arms. However, the little girl's face was full of unhappiness, and it was obvious that she wanted to eat in Jiannan's arms. You little girl, you like handsome guys at such a young age, don't you want your mother anymore? Seeing her daughter staring at Jiangnan, Xie Zhiqing couldn't help but make a sour joke. But brother Jiangnan is so handsome. They are already 5 or 6 years old. Children nowadays are not like children in previous generations who know nothing. When these words were spoken at this moment, Xie Zhiqing and Jiangnan couldn't help laughing. Eat, eat. Xie Zhiqing said quickly, and then looked at Jiangnan with a gentle smile on her face. How is it, Xiao Jiang, is my cooking to your liking? It's delicious. I like Sichuan and Chongqing cuisine. It's spicy. Jiangnan nodded in praise. It wasn't that he was forcing praise just to improve her favorability, but Xie Zhiqing's cooking skills were indeed very good. As long as it suits your taste. Xie Zhiqing pursed her lips and smiled. Xie Zhiqing's favorability +1. Although it only increased the favorability a little, it is better than nothing. Some growth is much better than no growth. And if he remembered correctly, Xie Zhiqing's favorability towards him was not low now. 17 o'clock. This level of favorability is already considered to be extremely rapid progress. If he is given a little more time to get in touch with it, it will be just around the corner for him to complete that small welfare task. The meal took about half an hour. Only then did Jiangnan put down his bowl and chopsticks. Shall I serve you another bowl? Xie Zhiqing said happily. I can't eat anymore, it's too bloated. Jiangnan patted his stomach and shook his head. To be honest, I haven't eaten these home-cooked dishes for a long time. Har har har, as long as it suits your taste, in the future, if there is any dish you want to eat, just tell me. After the meal, Xie Zhiqing gained another 3 points of favorability towards Jiangnan, and now has 20 points of favorability towards Jiangnan. The power of 20 points of favorability was immediately demonstrated. Hearing this, Jiangnan scratched his head and said with a silly smile, I ate a little too much. How much can you eat? Enough. Xie Zhiqing said happily. Jiangnan hasn't eaten home-cooked meals for a long time, and similarly, no one has eaten the home-cooked meals she made for a long time. Moreover, she could see that almost all the dishes on the table were cleared, which was such a great silent compliment to a cook. I'll clean up, you play with Xiaoying and don't move. Seeing Jiangnan trying to clean up the dishes, Xie Zhiqing immediately stood up with the little girl in her arms and said, Xiaoying, go watch TV with your brother. Mom will come to accompany you later, okay? Okay. The little girl immediately came to Jiangnan and leaned towards him with a smile. Sister Xie. Jiangnan glanced at the table. Fine. Xie Zhiqing smiled gently and waved her hand. Okay. Jiangnan didn't waste any more time on this issue. He held the little girl in his arms and slowly walked towards the living room. Handsome brother, the piano room is not in the living room, it's over there. The little girl's babyish voice was heard. Good. Jiangnan followed the direction of the little girl's finger and went to a small room. Hearing the conversation between the adult and the child, Xie Zhiqing in the restaurant couldn't help but shake her head and smiled, muttering, that's good, it's good for Xiaoying to know that Xiaojian can't play the piano, otherwise she will really keep pestering him to teach her piano. As she was talking, she also noticed that there was only some soup and chili left on several plates on the table. Basically, all the dishes were eaten. This made her purse her lips and a happy smile appeared on her face again. Chapter 16. Now. In the little girl's piano room. Handsome brother, let me play you a song I just learned. The little girl sat on Jiangnan's lap and said with a smile, I don't like my piano teacher at all, so I pretended that I couldn't learn it. Humph, actually I'm really good at it. Yeah. Jiangnan reached out and touched the little girl's head, and said with a smile, then play it for your brother. I want to see how good Xiaoyin is. Good. The little girl's smiling face suddenly became serious, and then she placed her 2 little hands on the piano. The moment the first note sounded, Jiangnan couldn't help but raise his brows. Then, the second and third sounds came. Jiangnan is now a master piano player, and he instantly associated these few simple notes with a song. Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. A very simple children's song. Soon, after playing a short section, the little girl began to hum softly, the sky is full of little stars. And as she hummed, she also played along smoothly. After a short while, she played a simple version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's really amazing. Jiangnan praised. Although the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is not difficult at all, to be honest, it is still a bit difficult for a 5 or 6-year-old child to play it without looking at the score, which shows her proficiency in this song. He tilde. The little girl laughed happily. Come, I'll teach you a simpler one, Jiangnan said with a smile. He just took the little girl's hand and started playing on the piano keys. Two tigers, run fast, run fast. Jiangnan played the piano and hummed at the same time. At the same time, after cleaning up the dishes in the restaurant, Xie Jiqing, who did not start washing the dishes immediately, walked over wearing an apron. Coincidentally, she saw Jiangnan holding his daughter's small hands and playing the piano, and the two of them, one big and one small, humming happily, and an unknown smile appeared on her face. Xie Jiqing's favorability +5. When the song Two Tigers ended, the system prompt sounded in Jiangnan's mind. Sister Xie. Jiangnan looked back and greeted with a smile. I didn't expect you could really play the piano. Xie Jiqing stretched out her hand to hook her hair around her ear. For some reason, she was a little afraid to meet Jiangnan's gaze. These are simple nursery rhymes, very simple. Jiangnan chuckled. That's pretty impressive too. Xie Jiqing exclaimed, like me, I don't have any talent for musical instruments. I also thought about practicing piano when I was in junior high school, but I really don't have the talent, har har har. It's very simple, Sister Xie, do you want to try it? Jiangnan's eyes flickered and he spoke. Me? Also. Xie Jiqing was stunned for a moment. Mom, it's really simple. The little girl jumped off Jiangnan's legs, then hopped towards the door, pulling Xie Jiqing with her and said, handsome brother must be able to play the piano, let him teach you how to play the piano, maybe you are actually very talented, Mom. Gangnam favorability +10,086. If the little girl also had a system, she would definitely hear the system prompt sound in her mind. At this moment, Jiangnan looked at the little girl with even more tenderness in his eyes. What a good boy. Sister Xie, please sit down. Jiangnan stood up and made way for him. If Xie Jiqing's favorability towards him was above 40 points, he would probably let Xie Jiqing sit on his lap like a little girl. After thinking about it, Jiangnan didn't dare to go too far as his favorability was only 25 points, which was neither high nor low. Good. Xie Jiqing sat down expectantly, looking at the small piano in front of her. Her pretty face blushed slightly and she was even a little nervous. When the little girl was not at home, she would occasionally sit down and tap a few times, but she really didn't understand anything and just tapped blindly. What do I need to do next? Xie Jiqing took a deep breath, and the moment she turned around, she happened to see Jiangnan who was leaning down. The two were very close to each other. Plop. Plop. Studies have shown that when a man and a woman are alone in an extremely tense atmosphere, a unique hormone that cannot be seen or touched will be secreted in their bodies. This hormone will make people's heart beat inexplicably when facing the opposite sex. Therefore, in this case, there is a great possibility that they will have a feeling of simulated love with the other person. At this moment, Xie Jiqing was already a little nervous. Now facing such a close distance, with her pores and heartbeat clearly visible and audible, her heart began to beat even faster. Sister Xie. A gentle voice sounded. Next second, two warm hands grabbed her hands, which frightened her so much that she came to her senses immediately. She was about to break free subconsciously, but soon, a gentle voice rang in her ears again, don't be nervous, I will hold your hands and let you feel the feeling of your fingers dancing on the keys. Xie Jiqing stared blankly at Jiangnan who had a serious face, and found that his eyes were only on the piano. Feeling her nervousness, the gentle smile on his face when he looked at her was like a bullet that hit her heart with a bang. Gurgle. Xie Jiqing couldn't help but swallow her saliva. Xie Jiqing's favorability +10. The system prompt sounded in his mind, which made Jiangnan stunned for a moment. Good job. He thought that the ambiguous atmosphere he created could increase his favorability, but he didn't expect it to increase by as much as 10 points. Are you ready? Jiangnan stared straight at Xie Jiqing and asked softly. Xie Jiqing's pretty face flushed slightly and she reluctantly turned her gaze away from Jiangnan's face, which made her heart beat faster, and responded with a slightly drawn-out tone. Good. Jiangnan said softly, then grabbed Xie Jiqing's slender hand and started playing. In an instant, an extremely light tune rang out in the piano room. As the tempo gradually quickened after a measure was played, Xie Jiqing showed surprise on her face, and then said, I know what song this is. It's called Kikujiro's Summer, right? Yes. Jiangnan smiled and nodded. You are amazing. Xia Jiqing praised from the bottom of her heart. No. Jiangnan chuckled and said, Sister Xia, you should say that we are really amazing. Xia Jiqing's favorability +5. Xia Jiqing couldn't stand the emotional value given by Jiangnan. Chapter 17. A beautiful landlady like Xia Jiqing owns several buildings to rent out in a new first-tier city like Jiangcheng. To be honest, even though it's in the old city, she's considered a wealthy woman after this month. Moreover, Jiangnan also heard that Xia Jiqing might not just be the landlady of several buildings in this old neighborhood. A rich woman like this who has been widowed for several years feels extremely empty inside if she doesn't go out to have fun. Once someone really forces his way into her heart, there is no need for the other person to take the initiative. Xiaojiang, thank you so much. There was a hint of sadness in Xia Jiqing's eyes as she looked at Jiangnan. What do you think, Sister Xia? Piano is not that difficult, right? Jiangnan laughed. It won't be difficult if you're here. Xia Jiqing said in a low voice with a slightly blushing face. The power of 40 points of favorability is really not small. Xia Jiqing with a slightly shy expression is really lethal. Then how about I teach Sister Xia a lesson while I'm here for dinner? Can't you teach me when you're not here for dinner? No, I mean. The two of them started chatting with each other, which gave people the feeling that they were a young couple flirting with each other. Hey! Mom, didn't the handsome brother teach me to play the piano? The little girl stood with her hands on her hips and pouted in dissatisfaction. Your handsome brother is usually very busy. Tomorrow, Mom will take you to see another teacher. She is very gentle, and there is also a cute little girl at home who is about your age. I think you won't feel bored when studying. Xia Jiqing smiled and said, don't you want to learn it well and then suddenly show it to your brother to surprise him? Yeah. The little girl's eyes started blinking. Yes. Xia Jiqing slowly stood up and glanced at Jiangnan inadvertently, with an extremely shy look in her eyes, and whispered, I'll go wash the dishes first. Xiaoyin will be left to you. Good. Jiangnan nodded, and then sat on the chair, but soon his expression became a little strange. Why did the chair feel a little smooth? Xiaoyin, you should learn fingering skills from your brother. In the future, Mom hopes to see your performance on a big stage. Before Xia Jiqing left, she reached out and rubbed the little girl's head. Yes. Don't worry, Mom, this day will definitely come. The little girl clenched her fists and nodded heavily. Thank you so much today, Xiaojiang. I haven't seen Xiaoyin smile so much in a long time. The same goes for me. Around 8:30 in the evening, at the door of Xia Jiqing's house, she looked at Jiangnan tenderly and said thank you softly. Sister Xia, it's too polite for you to say that. Currently, Xia Jiqing's favorability towards him has reached 40 points. Although it has not continued to increase, Jiangnan actually feels that it has reached a peak. At least, without too much attack strength, it will not increase too much. But he was not in a hurry, as good wine should be savored slowly. Swallowing it all at once, isn't it no different from Zhu Barji eating the ginseng fruit? Okay, I'm being polite. Xia Jiqing took a deep breath, and then looked at Jiangnan tenderly. The lights in the corridor were a little dim at night, but even in such an atmosphere, there was a different feeling. At least, at this moment, Xia Jiqing's heart began to beat faster for some reason. Well, Sister Xia, I'm going to go back first. If you have anything, please call me on WeChat. Jiangnan was about to turn around and leave. Xiaojiang. When Xia Jiqing saw him preparing to turn around and leave, she subconsciously reached out and grabbed his arm. When Jiangnan turned back in confusion, her stunningly beautiful face was flushed under the dim light. Plop. Plop. She could clearly hear her heart beating very fast. Call. She seemed to have made up her mind, and she let out a long sigh. Then she looked straight into Jiangnan's eyes and said, You also know that I am a widow, and I have been living alone with Xiaoyin for so many years. Sister. Jiangnan took the opportunity to hold Xia Jiqing's hand. Maybe it was because of the night, it felt cold. He couldn't help rubbing it twice and called out softly. I noticed that you are different today than before. To be honest, I'm quite shocked. Xia Jiqing said softly, I don't know if you are the kind of rich second generation who likes to experience life, that's none of my business. But I'm going to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. I find that I seem to like you a little bit. And, it's the kind of liking that's quite crazy. As she spoke, there was a hint of confusion on her face. She really couldn't have imagined that in just one day, she would become obsessed with the tenant who was just a stranger to her before. This was an incredible event that she could never have imagined before it happened. Sister, you. Jiangnan looked at Xie Zhiqing in shock and just shouted, but did not respond at this moment. Oh, what am I talking about? Seeing that Jiangnan did not respond, Xie Zhiqing's emotions slowly receded. She suddenly reacted and shyly turned around and walked towards the house. She said, Xiao Jiang, I'm not a hooligan. I just said what I really think. I can't hold it back. I'll say whatever I want to say. If you don't like it, I won't talk about it anymore. Bang! The door is closed. Now. In the room. Xie Zhiqing's chest heaved up and down. She bit her lower lip lightly with her pearly teeth, leaning against the door with rapid breathing. Her heart beat even faster as she listened to the footsteps outside the door gradually fading away. Covering her burning face, she immediately made an awkward tsk sound and murmured, Xie Zhiqing, you have been lonely for so many years, and you can't bear it anymore when you meet Xiao Jiang, such an outstanding and handsome young man. Buzz buzz buzz. On the coffee table. Xie Zhiqing's cell phone vibrated. Mom, someone sent you a message. The little girl's voice rang out. Who is it? Xie Zhiqing took a deep breath, calmed her anxious mood, and slowly walked towards the living room. Let me see, it's brother Jiangnan. The little girl's voice sounded again, causing Xie Zhiqing to quickly quicken her pace. Taking the phone from her daughter, Xie Zhiqing held her breath at this moment, and then quickly went to the balcony, opened the dialogue box with Jiangnan, and clicked on the voice message he sent. Chapter 18. Sister, I actually want to tell you something. Jiangnan's voice rang out. This serious tone made Xie Zhiqing's breathing tighten. Soon. The next day, a voice message came, and she quickly clicked on it and listened. Actually, I have an online crush, and I must make this clear to you, sister. Hearing this, Xie Zhiqing was stunned for a moment, and then the breath she had been holding suddenly relaxed, and her slightly nervous expression instantly became relaxed. What did she take it as a big deal? As long as she wasn't rejected directly, it wouldn't be a big deal for Xie Zhiqing. Although she is over 30 years old, to be honest, she is still a very eye-catching person when she goes out, attracting the attention of many men. Just an online romance. Even if he really had a partner in real life, it was unimportant to Xie Zhiqing. As a widow, to be honest, she really didn't want to pursue any nominal status. It's okay, I don't care about these. Xie Zhiqing's tone of voice was much more relaxed. From Jiangnan's tone and the look in his eyes when they were together just now, she could feel that this handsome young man was definitely interested in her. At this time, Jiangnan returned home and leaned on the sofa. When he heard Xie Zhiqing's words, a smile appeared on his face. He knew that he had basically won over Xie Zhiqing, but as for whether he could get to know her better, that would require an opportunity. Although 40 points of favorability is already very high, in reality, it may still be a little difficult to hit home runs steadily. Don't worry, it will be mine sooner or later. Jiangnan chuckled. After that, the two chatted for a while, but neither of them went deep into the topic. Everything was self-explanatory. They were all adults, so who wouldn't understand this? Around 9 o'clock. Jiangnan was just about to put down his phone, wash up, go to bed, and play some TikTok. Buzz buzz buzz. The cell phone suddenly vibrated. It's really busy. Jiangnan took a quick glance and saw that it was a voice call from his online love interest Meng Qingqiu. Darling Tilder, in 2 days, I will be able to see you Tilder. Meng Qingqiu let out a subtle coquettish voice. It's really exciting. Jiangnan rode. Yes, it's our first meeting in the truest sense. Meng Qingqiu whispered, I remember a certain guy seemed to like white silk. Hearing this, Jiangnan was stunned for a moment. He. Meng Qingqiu just smiled and didn't say anything else. Actually, I like black stockings, too. Jiangnan hinted. I have worn black stockings, but I basically never wear white stockings. Meng Qingqiu replied. Are you there? Jiangnan said directly. Yes, what's the matter? Look at the black stockings, look at the beautiful legs. Okay, darling, wait for me for a moment. I'll go find some black silk. About a few minutes later. First, a photo was sent of a pair of white, glowing legs revealed under a pink nightgown. It might be because of the lighting, it feels a bit flashy. Meng Qingqiu sent a voice message embarrassedly. Perfect. It wasn't the first time that Jiangnan had seen Meng Qingqiu's legs. After all, they had been in an online relationship for 2.5 years. Not to mention the private photos, but he could occasionally see her collarbone, legs, feet, and even her black stockings. Soon. With a vibration, Meng Qingqiu's message came. Jiangnan checked it out. This time, it's not a photo. It's a short video of about 10 seconds. In the video, Meng Qingqiu focuses on her own jade feet and slowly puts on black stockings. Hey, how is it, does it look good? Meng Qingqiu sent a smiling voice note. Great. Jiangnan directly sent an emoticon. Next, the two started chatting, and from time to time Meng Qingqiu would send a few photos of her black stockings and jade feet. Before they knew it, they had been chatting until 10 o'clock. During this period, Jiangnan also thought about asking Meng Qingqiu to start the video, but then he thought that he would be able to see it with his own eyes in 2 days, so he didn't ask. After hanging up the phone, Jiangnan went to the bathroom to wash up. As soon as I returned to the bedroom, a message from Xie Jiqing came. Picture. Jiangnan's heartbeat suddenly quickened. Click to take a look. Good job. Xie Jiqing was wearing a little black lace dress and was photographed lying sideways in an extremely seductive posture. This Xie Jiqing gives off the feeling of walking out of a comic book. Looking at her from this angle, she is more than just stunning. On a lonely night, I fall asleep alone. A voice message was sent. Jiangnan couldn't help but laugh. As expected of a 30-year-old sister, once she starts talking, her fiery enthusiasm is simply irresistible. Jiangnan didn't say much and just made a video call. It rang for about a few seconds. Xie Jiqing just answered the call. But it was pitch black, without a single light. Eh? Sister Xie, did you turn off the lights so soon? Jiangnan was surprised. I'm going to sleep. And why aren't you wearing a shirt? Xie Jiqing's shy voice rang out. Yeah. Jiangnan was just about to say something. Oh, Xiao Jiang, I'm really sorry, and I'm ready to go to bed, so I'll hang up first. Xie Jiqing looked at Jiangnan's perfect mermaid line a few more times reluctantly, swallowed her saliva and hung up the video call. Xie Jiqing's favorability +5. After the video was hung up, a system notification sounded in Jiangnan's mind. The 5-point increase in favorability made him a little confused. About 10 minutes later, Jiangnan, who was browsing Douyin, suddenly heard the system notification sound in his mind. Xie Jiqing's favorability +5. Another 5 points added? Doesn't that mean that with a full value of 100 for favorability, Xie Jiqing already has more than half of her favorability towards him? 40 points of favorability is already a burning passion, so it should be no problem to do something with these 50 points of favorability, right? Thinking of this, Jiangnan couldn't help but quit Douyin, opened WeChat, thought for a while, and sent a message to Xie Jiqing. Sister Xie, are you asleep? Chapter 19. Crash. At this time, there was a sound of water coming from the bathroom in Xie Jiqing's bedroom. A few minutes later, she came out wrapped in a bath towel. Buzz. The phone suddenly vibrated. She couldn't help but pick up her phone and take a look. Sister Xie, are you asleep? It was a message sent from Jiangnan. It's almost 10:30, why is he asking me this? And, he seems to know that I'm not asleep. Xie Jiqing swallowed her saliva again, and then replied, no, not yet. I feel a little energetic. Sister Xie, do you want to go out for a walk? News from Jiangnan came. When Xie Jiqing saw this message, her heartbeat immediately accelerated. At this late hour in the evening, a man and a woman are going out for a walk alone. Okay. She wanted to refuse, but for some reason, when she thought of Jiangnan's perfect mermaid line in the video just now, Xie Jiqing agreed. After agreeing, her face instantly became hot again. She is already 30 years old, not a 15 or 16-year-old girl who knows nothing. Is going out for a stroll this late at night really just an ordinary stroll? 10 minutes later. Squeak. Xie Jiqing's door was gently pushed open, revealing a black mom's dress, high heels, and her silver hair tied up. She looked like a bombshell lady who had walked out of a nondescript comic book. Sister Xie. Jiangnan's eyes widened. Especially at this moment, Xie Zhiqing's pretty face was all blushing, and she didn't dare to look directly at Jiangnan, which made her look extremely shy. This outfit plus this expression gave people an amazing visual impact. Xiaojiang, stop staring at me like that. I feel a little embarrassed. Xie Zhiqing felt Jiangnan's burning gaze and felt very happy, but also very shy at the same time. For all these years, no one has been able to look at her perfect body so unscrupulously. Xie Zhiqing's favorability +2. Sister, you are so beautiful. Jiangnan exclaimed in admiration from the bottom of his heart. No way, I'm already 30 years old. Xie Zhiqing pursed her lips and replied embarrassedly. Sister, haven't you heard a word? Jiangnan moved closer to Xie Zhiqing, and a surge of male hormones instantly invaded her nostrils, making her pretty face even redder, and even her eyes seemed a little blurry as if she was drunk. What? To the extent that her voice sounded a little soft at this moment. I'm not afraid of an 18-year-old schoolgirl having an affair, I'm just afraid of a 30-year-old young lady. Jiangnan moved a little closer to Xie Zhiqing and whispered something in her ear. The heat made Xie Zhiqing shiver all over her body. Her face turned red all the way to her ears, and even her neck turned a little red. Xiaojiang. Xie Zhiqing's body felt a little limp. Now that he had 52 points of favorability, Jiangnan was naturally much bolder. He reached out and grabbed Xie Zhiqing's hand, saying, let's just walk around here. I remember there seems to be a small park next to it. Okay, I'll listen to you. We can go anywhere. Xie Zhiqing responded obediently. The nights in May were still a little chilly, but for Jiangnan or Xie Zhiqing, this was no big deal at the moment. The two of them strolled under the moonlight and arrived at a small park a few hundred meters away from the community. At this moment, two people sat down on a small stool by the river. A breeze blew, and under the hazy moonlight, Jiangnan looked at Xie Zhiqing beside him. Her bangs fluttered slightly, and her silver hair even had a little sparkle. Sister Xie, you are so beautiful. Jiangnan couldn't help but sigh again. You have such a sweet mouth. You are so good at coaxing people. Xie Zhiqing glanced at Jiangnan with a charming look, then moved a little closer to him and whispered, don't mention it, the wind by the river is still a little cool. Hearing this, Jiangnan understood everything and reached out to hold Xie Zhiqing in his arms. Bang! At this moment, both Jiangnan and Xie Zhiqing's heartbeats inexplicably quickened. Jiangnan. At this time, Xie Zhiqing gently called out Jiangnan's name. Jiangnan looked at her, and meeting Xie Zhiqing's expectant gaze, he slowly lowered his head. After dozens of seconds. Xie Zhiqing's favorability +3. Jiangnan, your hand. At this time, Xie Zhiqing's shy voice rang out. Oh. Sorry, Sister Xie. Jiangnan reacted, not knowing whether it was intentional or out of guilt. He withdrew his hand and touched his nose. The fragrance made his heart surge with joy. No, it's okay. Xie Zhiqing took a deep breath, then leaned her head on Jiangnan's shoulder and whispered softly, it seems that the two of us are progressing a little too fast. Sister. Jiangnan was stunned for a moment. But I don't regret it. I'm already 30 years old. If I don't go crazy, I'll be really old. I don't want to leave any regrets in my future life. Jiangnan, you should be able to feel how I feel about you. Xie Zhiqing said softly, I also know that you have an online lover, so I won't ask for anything too much. Let's keep our relationship like this. When you are free, just spend more time with me, and I will be satisfied. Sister Xie. Jiangnan took a deep breath and hugged the 30-year-old sister a little tighter. Jiangnan, don't talk. Xie Zhiqing slowly closed her eyes and raised her head slightly. Both Jiangnan and Xie Zhiqing's breathing became more rapid at this moment. It's late at night, and the wind is getting colder. It's time to go home. Xiaoyan is home alone. If she wakes up in the middle of the night and can't find me, she'll probably cry. Xie Zhiqing whispered, Jiangnan, Xiaoyan's grandmother will come to pick her up and take her to her place for a few days. Can you come and keep me company then? Chapter 20. When I got home, it was already 0 o'clock. Jiangnan's face was full of amazement. Big. It's so huge. Back in the room, Jiangnan changed into pajamas and lay down on the bed. Sudden. He thought of something, turned his head to glance at the bedside table next to him, then turned over and opened the cabinet, his brows immediately furrowed. It had been almost a day since he acquired the system, and only now did he remember the diary he had kept for 5 years. It's gone. The diary that was supposed to be in the cabinet disappeared, and Jiangnan's eyes flashed with a strange light. His memory also went back to 5 years ago. On his birthday, when he was 17 years old, he passed by an overpass and saw a white-haired old woman squatting to set up a stall. Seeing her pitiful appearance, Jiangnan bought some things casually. Then the white-haired old woman gave him a diary and told him, as long as he keeps making wishes for 5 years, his wish will come true one day. From the beginning to the end, he kept recording it as a joke and never stopped. Only now, after obtaining the system, did he suddenly realize that the diary was not particularly thick, but after 5 years of recording, it seemed that he had never changed the diary. I'm really a very thick-skinned person. Jiangnan shook his head. However, he also recalled the diary contents he had recorded for 5 years without repeating. I wish I were a super rich second generation. The 22 years of poverty I lived in were just a way for my father, the richest man I've never met, to hone my mind so that I could be a qualified heir. Perhaps in a sense, my wish did come true. My richest father, whom I have never met, may be this system. Jiangnan shook his head and smiled. Host, the Wanton Life System is just a small helper for you. At this time, the system voice sounded. So has my wish come true? Jiangnan asked. It's done. The system's voice rang in his mind. The system recommends that the host check his character attribute panel. Oh? I can also check my character attribute panel. Jiangnan's eyes flickered involuntarily, and then he called out his character attribute panel. Host, Jiangnan. Age, 21 years old. Height, 182 centimeters. Wealth, 4 million yuan. Abilities, Insight, Master Level Piano Proficiency. Item, Porsche Cayenne. Life experience, you will receive a big gift on your 22nd birthday. After looking at his character attribute panel, Jiangnan showed a hint of surprise on his face. Different from Xie Jiqing and the others' attribute panels, he has another life experience in the end. His birthday is July 15th, which means that his wish will come true in 2 months. But Jiangnan now has the system, and to be honest, he doesn't care too much about the title of being a super rich second generation. But, having the identity of a super rich second generation may make everything legal for him. In fact, as a super rich second generation, he may have more startup capital to squander. Certainly. This was just his guess. To find out the truth, we would have to wait 2 months to see what level this so-called gift was. Let's make some money before going to bed. Jiangnan lay down and opened Douyin. His purpose was very clear. He directly recharged 1 million yuan into it. 10 million diamonds immediately entered the account. If you see a host who looks good, just follow him. Not to mention, it only took half an hour to use up all the 10 million diamonds. Most of the time spent in this half hour is spent looking for some hosts who are good looking. Bite. Congratulations to their host, you have completed the purchase and received a triple rebate. 1 million became 3 million. Excluding the principal, he made a huge profit of 2 million in just half an hour. Who else can make money at this speed? Sleep. Jiangnan has plenty of time to spend and get rebates, so there is no need to stay up late. A dreamless night. The next morning, Jiangnan woke up around 8 o'clock due to his stable biological clock. The first thing he did when he opened his eyes was to call out system in his mind. The Wanton Life System serves their host. Do you need any help? The system replied within seconds. No, I just want to make sure if I was dreaming yesterday. Jiangnan took out his cell phone again and took a look at his account balance, 6 million. This immediately brought a satisfied smile to his face. In just 1 day, he went from being a small kurami with a few thousand yuan in savings to a wealthy man with a savings of 6 million yuan. During this period, he experienced many wonderful things that he had never experienced before. Cool. Jiangnan jumped up from the bed. My physical fitness seems to be much better now. I wonder if I will have a chance to show it off after Meng Qingqiu arrives in Jiangcheng on the 18th. Jiangnan changed into a set of Armani casual clothes. To be honest, in this season of May, it is not too cold, but not too hot either. Generally, a short-sleeved or long-sleeved shirt is enough for travel. Standing in front of the sink and looking at himself in the mirror, Jiangnan began to murmur in his heart. If his online love object is Meng Qingqiu, the most beautiful girl in Shanghai University, then her appearance, figure, and temperament are all outstanding. To be honest, if Jiangnan didn't eat her, he would feel sorry for her coming all the way here to meet him. At the same time, Jiangnan was also quite curious. The two had been in an online relationship for 2.5 years. How much did Meng Qingqiu like him? Based on your usual attitude, it shouldn't be possible that you can't even reach 40 points, right? Jiangnan began to guess. He was willing to travel thousands of miles to meet in person. Moreover, Meng Qingqiu had secretly met him as early as last year and even initiated a second formal meeting with him. To be honest, thinking about it carefully, Jiangnan felt that it might be more than 40 points. 50 points, or even 60 points of favorability is very likely. It seems that we have to place our hopes of completing the small welfare task on Meng Qingqiu, whose specific attribute panel data is still unknown. There was a strange light in Jiangnan's eyes. Buzz buzz buzz. At this moment, the cell phone he had placed on the sink began to vibrate. Jiangnan picked it up and took a look. It was a voice call from Meng Qingqiu. Good morning, darling Tilda. As soon as the call was connected, Meng Qingqiu's energetic voice rang out, making Jiangnan's mouth curl up wildly like an AK that could not be suppressed. Chapter 21. It's the 16th, and there are still 2 full days until I meet darling. Meng Qingqiu laughed happily. It can be heard that she is probably looking forward to this real first meeting more than Jiangnan. Soon. Jiangnan is also looking forward to it. Darling, I'm going to class Tilda. Meng Qingqiu's voice rang out. Go ahead. After hanging up the phone, Jiangnan finished washing up. I arrived at the living room with my phone and sat down on the sofa. I ordered a random breakfast, a standard soy milk and fried dough sticks with a tea egg, plus the delivery fee of about 15 yuan, and received a fourfold rebate. The more I spend, the more money I have. If I keep going like this, it won't be long before I become the richest man in Jiangcheng. In fact, when my funds grow more and more, I'm afraid I will feel disgusted with the money I have. Jiangnan understands very well that consumption may bring temporary pleasure, but if the pleasure continues, there will always be a boring day. Thinking of this, he recalled the small welfare tasks assigned by the system. Perhaps, this is the balance point that can adjust his numbness to money in the future. Will he have any special abilities in the future? I think the first thing to do is to get a good body. Jiangnan thinks long-term, but he doesn't get stuck in a rut and always thinks about long-term things. At present, he is surrounded by several good-looking people of the opposite sex, taking Lin Manman, Xie Zhiqing and his upcoming online love partner Meng Qingqiu as examples. Tongzi, I hope you can give me some strength. Jiangnan said secretly in his heart. Open WeChat. Jiangnan looked at it and saw several messages. There is Xie Zhiqing S. There is Lin Manman. There is also Susu, the female anchor in the mini-game live broadcast room. Xie Zhiqing, good morning, my sister, that little man who seduces people to death. Lin Manman, Jiangnan, would you like to have dinner this afternoon? I'll take you to a delicious Sichuan restaurant. Susu, brother Jiangnan, are you also in Jiangcheng? Reply one by one. In response to Lin Manman's message, Jiangnan thought about it and did not agree immediately. He just replied that he would see when the time came. Jiangnan was stunned when he heard the news about Susu. Is this woman also from Jiangcheng? Yes. Jiangnan replied. After replying, Jiangnan leaned back on the sofa, exited WeChat and opened TikTok. Welcome everyone to the live broadcast room. This is a small game live broadcast room. I am the anchor Xiaomai. A little heart steps on the acupressure mat once, a big beer steps on the acupressure mat 3 times, and a hot air balloon stays on the acupressure mat for 1 minute. A familiar voice sounded, causing Jiangnan's mouth to open slightly. Good job. Is this female anchor named Xiaomai Susu so hardworking? I really treated live streaming as my job and started around 8 in the morning. After thinking about it, Jiangnan recharged 1 million first. 10 million diamonds were credited to my account in an instant. I immediately clicked into the live broadcast room. Welcome brother Yinyu Jiangnan to the live broadcast room. Good morning, brother Jiangnan. Have you had breakfast? Seeing Jiangnan enter the live broadcast room, Susu immediately greeted him enthusiastically. I ordered takeout and just came to take a look, and I saw you live streaming. Chapter 22. After Jiangnan posted a barrage, 20 carnivals appeared immediately. One carnival costs 3,000 yuan, so 20 of them would be 60,000 yuan. Wow, thank you brother Jiangnan for the 20 carnivals. Brother, there are currently no small penalties for the carnival. Can you customize a small penalty? Susu's excited voice rang out in the live broadcast room. It was still early in the morning, and there were only 5 or 6 people in her live broadcast room. There were no bullet comments in the live broadcast room, but now these people started to click bullet comments. Brother, let her change her stockings. Yes, brother, let Susu change her flesh-colored stockings into black and white stockings. Brother, thousands of people have signed a petition in blood begging you to let Susu change the shredded pork to something else. Jiangnan glanced at the comments, thought for a while, and started typing, change into the outfit you think looks best, just flesh-colored stockings, don't change into anything else. I'm used to seeing black, white and even silk of various colors, but to be honest, I haven't seen enough of this flesh-colored silk from Jiangnan. Moreover, the flesh-colored stockings on Susu's legs were of an extremely thin type, almost sticking to her legs. What she was wearing at the moment was just a very ordinary long floral dress, through which only her calves and a pair of flesh-colored stockings could be seen. Therefore, in Jiangnan's opinion, this is still a little lacking. She needs an outfit that can show off her thighs to perfectly display the beauty of her legs. Okay, brother Jiangnan, please wait a moment. When Susu saw Jiangnan's comments, she immediately held the sign in her hand, covered her chest, bowed to the camera, and then trotted out of the camera. Jiangnan was not in a hurry. While waiting, he started to browse the carnival. In just a short while, including the previous 20, he had already swiped through 100 carnivals. 100 carnivals are worth 300,000 yuan, which is more than a year's salary for an ordinary office worker. But here in Jiangnan, it only takes a few minutes. Bite. Congratulations host, consumption completed. Get 10 times the consumption rebate, 3 million yuan. The system notification sounded in his mind. The tenfold consumption rebate this time made him look shocked. Oh my god. 10 times the rebate. This is the first time he has received such a multiple of rebate. Cool. Jiangnan was so happy that he gave Susu 100 carnivals. This time my luck was not as good as last time. I only got twice the consumption rebate and earned 600,000 yuan. Looking at the 4 million dudiamons left in the account, Jiangnan was thinking about whether to just use them all up, when the crisp sound of high heels stepping on the ground rang out in the live broadcast room. Everyone, I'm sorry to have waited so long. Brother Jiangnan, I'm here. Susu's voice soon followed, and then Jiangnan's attention was attracted. The first thing that entered the camera was a pair of slightly transparent Cheongsam-style legs. Soon, Susu's entire body was in the camera. This figure is a bit invincible. Jiangnan widened his eyes. At this moment in the live broadcast room, Susu was holding a small round fan in her hand. Although she was wearing a mask, her face could not be seen clearly. But with her curvy, voluptuous and invincible figure, it is no exaggeration to say that no matter how beautiful her appearance is, it is definitely not as attractive as her perfect figure. This slightly transparent Cheongsam dress really shows off the beauty of those flesh-colored legs just as I imagined. Jiangnan admitted that her perfect figure alone was enough to drive a lot of people online crazy. Oh my god. This is so nice. Fuck, this anchor's figure really brings out the charm of this style of flesh-colored silk stockings paired with Cheongsam to its fullest. She's the ceiling for this kind of outfit. Although there was the influence of the 200 carnivals in Jiangnan, at this moment, the excitement in this small game live broadcast room reached its peak when Susu made a stunning appearance in a slightly transparent Cheongsam with flesh-colored stockings on the lower body. At this moment, Jiangnan took a deep breath and couldn't bear it anymore. He cast an insight spell at Susu. Chapter 23. Name, Suyun. Age, 28 years old. Height, 167 centimeters. Weight, 55 kilograms. Charging, 1. Appearance, 90 points. Favorability, 30 points. 90 points for appearance. The moment Suyun's attribute panel popped up, his eyes were locked on the woman's appearance score. When he saw that her appearance score was 90 points, a look of surprise immediately appeared on his face. He had seen Suyun's photos and knew that this woman was quite pretty, and that she was the type that looked prettier the more you looked at her. However, he never expected that she could actually get a score of 90. Moreover, the initial favorability reached as much as 30 points, which was even more surprising to Jiangnan. He thought it was normal that he only had 30 points of favorability after spending hundreds of thousands, almost a million. When it comes to making money online, there is a limit to how much favorability you have. Unless you really meet an ultimate gold digger, your favorability will definitely increase to an exaggerated level. As for Suyun, to be honest, from head to toe, Jiangnan thinks she is a very good girl. Having 30 points of favorability is already very good. The fastest way to increase your favorability is to meet offline if you have a chance. Jiangnan's eyes couldn't help but flicker. Huh? You played 200 carnivals in total. At this time, Suyun's surprised and excited voice rang out in the live broadcast room. Brother Jiangnan, how many sets of clothes do you want me to change for these 200 carnivals? I don't have that many. Har 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 har, with these 200 carnival proceeds, isn't that enough for you to buy hundreds of different outfits? Yes, brothers, please pay attention. I think such a top-notch fashion anchor has great room for improvement. In the future, maybe we will witness the birth of a congenital flesh-colored silk holy body, or a congenital Cheongsam holy body. I have followed you. I hope you will rise to the top and become a big anchor with millions of fans. Suyun watched the barrage of comments scrolling across the screen in the live broadcast room, and a dazed look appeared on her face under the mask. Then she fixed her gaze on the avatar of Jiangnan, who was ranked first on the list, and took a deep breath. She understood that everything she had was given by this elder brother. Without this big brother giving gifts in her live broadcast room, how could she have so much traffic? According to her unchanging live broadcast style, she neither sells meat nor socks. If she wants to make money from this live broadcast, it will take a long time. Now, Jiangnan alone has given her over 1 million yuan. After paying taxes and other expenses, she can get at least 300,000 or 400,000 yuan. This is her income for several years. Suyun's favorability plus 10. A system notification sounded in his mind. In response, Jiangnan recharged another 200,000 yuan, and added it to the remaining 400,000 yuan to buy 200 carnivals for Suyun again. At this moment, a system prompt sounded again in his mind. Byte. Congratulations host, consumption completed. Get 5 times the consumption rebate, 3 million yuan. Another 5-fold rebate on consumption, with 3 million in revenue. A satisfied smile immediately appeared on Jiangnan's face. Now his savings have reached 8 figures that ordinary people can hardly reach in their lifetime, 11.6 million yuan. Byte. Congratulations to their host, your savings have reached 10 million yuan. In view of the host's strong desire for consumption, the welfare task currently accepted is upgraded. Have a confidant of the opposite sex with a beauty score of more than 90 points, favorability of more than 90. Mission rewards, Villa number 001 in Qianfu, Jiangcheng, the world's limited edition luxury supercar Pagani Zonda, and the indestructible kidney. And when Jiangnan's deposit exceeded 10 million, the system prompt sounded in his mind for the third time. Chapter 24. Oh. When Jiangnan heard the system prompt this time, a look of surprise suddenly appeared on his face, and then quickly turned into excitement. The mission remains the same, only the reward has been upgraded. As long as he completes the small welfare task, in addition to the number 001 villa in Jiangcheng Qianfu and the global limited edition luxury supercar Pagani Zonda, he can also obtain the ability of an indestructible kidney. Okay, Tongzi, you are really my caring assistant. You can get whatever I want. Jiangnan immediately praised it. It is an honor for the Wanton Life System to be able to serve their host. The system voice sounded. It's my honor to be your host. This system is so nice that Jiangnan can't help but give it a thumbs up. Thank you, Brother Jiangnan, for another 200 carnivals. Brother Jiangnan, do you want to customize any punishment? Susu said she can accept anything, just name it. At this time, Suyun's voice rang out in the live broadcast room. No need to punish me, just continue with your live stream. I'm leaving now. Suyun had brought him considerable benefits, and Jiangnan was reluctant to punish her. Moreover, even if the punishment is to be determined, it cannot be determined online. His appearance score is as high as 90, and his favorability has reached 40 points before they even met. It is not difficult to imagine how much of a shocking impact his appearance, temperament, figure, and even his youth and wealth will bring to this excellent good girl the moment they meet. When Jiangnan left the live broadcast room, at the same time, Suyun also turned off the live broadcast when there were nearly 3,000 people in the room. At this time, just when I was about to check Douyin to see if there were any beautiful anchors, several notification sounds rang out on his WeChat background. I clicked on it and saw that it was a message from Suyun. Suyun, brother Jiangnan, what a coincidence, I am also from Jiangcheng. Suyun, you gave me so many gifts, I really don't know how to thank you. Suyun, I wonder if I could treat you to a simple meal? Seeing these messages, Jiangnan's eyes flickered, and a very satisfied smile appeared on his face. He replied, okay. This time, he did not type, but sent a voice note. At this time, River City, Old Town. In a small old apartment. The woman in a slightly transparent cheongsam with a pair of flesh-colored stockings on her perfect legs took off her mask and put the phone to her ear and listened. Okay, when are you free? Hearing this voice message, Suyun's eyes suddenly widened. Good. What a young voice. There are no photos or age of Jiangnan on Douyin, only an IP location of Jiangcheng. To be honest, Suyun never thought that the brother Yinyu Jiangnan who gave her more than 1 million would be a young man. Because, in her opinion, only older bosses would be willing to spend so much on gifts. Moreover, Jiangnan's style of just brushing without making any demands is not like the style of young people at all. It is simply too calm. To the extent that, Suyun always thought that the top brother on the list would be a middle-aged man. But now listening to the sound, it doesn't he seem to be? This made her feel inexplicably surprised. Chapter 25. Brother Jiangnan, I'm free at noon. Suyun replied. Give me the location, I'll come find you later. Jiangnan's voice rang out again. Okay. Suyun replied hurriedly, then hesitated for a moment, glanced at the small apartment, pursed her lips, and muttered, although the house is a little small, it is clean. It shouldn't be disliked by this big brother, right? Muttering to herself, she sent her location to Jiangnan, then took a deep breath, returned to her bedroom and began to change clothes. When she heard Jiangnan say that he would come to find her later, she naturally thought that he wanted to have a simple meal at home, so she prepared to pack up and go out to buy some food. It just so happens that my little girl is also in the kindergarten at noon, so it doesn't seem awkward. Suyun swallowed her saliva. To be honest, she was worried about bringing her top brother home, but for some reason, she inexplicably felt a sense of anticipation. I wonder what this number 1 guy on the list looks like. Suyun now has 40 points of favorability towards Jiangnan. Basically, as long as they meet, and this number 1 brother on the list is not just missing limbs or blind or something like that, these 40 points of favorability will definitely be enough to make something unspeakable happen between her and Jiangnan. Suyun is not a fool. Jiangnan gave her more than 1 million yuan. If she asked him if he really didn't want anything from her, she would never believe it. As a woman, I have been raising my daughter alone for so many years. I have no other choice. If I can find someone to rely on, it would be a great relief. If there had never been an older brother like Jiangnan who showered her with gifts, perhaps Suyun would have just gotten through her life like this. But now, with an older brother like Jiangnan, it would be a lie to say that she doesn't want someone to rely on. Let's take a look first. Although I have a child, there are few young girls who can compare to me in terms of appearance and figure. Not to mention, I have only done that once. It's possible that young girls nowadays have not done that as well as I have. As she was talking, Suyun, who had just taken off her slightly transparent cheongsam, looked down at her granary, a hint of pride revealed on her slightly blushing face. Although she is about to turn 30, she still looks like a girl. God bless, this number 1 brother on the list will definitely be a man worthy of my trust. Even if he is just a lover, as long as he treats me well, I will be willing. Having lived with her daughter alone for so many years, she understands better than anyone how difficult it is to be a widow with an orphan daughter. The little girl is still young now and is only in kindergarten. She can just muddle through. But when the time comes for her to go to elementary school, junior high school, or even college, how much money will it cost? She is just an amateur piano teacher. When an acquaintance asks her to help teach 1 or 2 students, she can make more than 10,000 yuan a month with her meager income from live streaming. But it is impossible to be so stable every month. While thinking, she changed into an ordinary floral dress, looked at herself in the full-length mirror, and didn't know what she was thinking about, but a shy expression appeared on her face. Suyun's favorability +2. Over in Jiangnan's side, after seeing the location sent by Suyun just saved on his mobile phone. At this moment, a system notification sound suddenly rang in his mind, causing him to frown. Just over $1 million has made such a good family interested. It seems that only when you have money can you do whatever you want. In a sense, Jiangnan has some kind of fate with Suyunjin. She has been pushed to his homepage several times in a row and was pushed to him as soon as he opened Douyin. This must be something arranged by God for him. Jiangnan shook his head. He really felt incredible about his previous thoughts. Chapter 26. In just one day, his mentality changed so quickly. It seems that many people say that it is normal for nouveau riche to be beaten. I have just obtained the system, and my heart has gradually begun to swell. There are too many people in this world who are richer than me. Besides, what's the problem with being rich? Jiangnan took a deep breath. The saying, rich enough to rival a country, was only said in ancient times. Didn't you see that even a wealthy man like Shen Wansan was still taken advantage of? The people should not fight against the officials. No matter how rich you are, power will always be a huge burden over your wealth. Fortunately, the rebates I received from the system were all obtained through formal channels, and no one could find out. Otherwise, by the time I deposited 10 million, I would have received a visit from the Hat uncle as soon as I received my first payment. Jiangnan took out his mobile phone again and downloaded several pay-to-win mobile games. Yesterday he didn't think about all the expensive games he couldn't afford before, so today he is going to have fun playing them to his heart's content. For the next 3 hours or so, Jiangnan basically spent all his time downloading mobile games that he could not afford before. He didn't spend much on each game, just 100,000. Among them, in a certain card drawing game, Jiangnan spent more and recharged a total of 300,000. Even so, after spending these 300,000, I only drew a bunch of duplicate SSR cards, and I didn't even manage to collect all the SSR cards. Rubbish game. Jiangnan unloaded directly on the spot. The rebate from game spending is not much different from spending on live broadcast rewards. Jiangnan calculated that he had spent a total of about 3 million in these 3 hours. That is to say, an average consumption of 1 million per hour. As for the rebate amount received, I was lucky enough to get a total of 9 million. After deducting the principal of 3 million, the net profit was 6 million. This speed is more than just very fast. In just over 3 hours, he earned money that others could not earn in their entire lifetime or even several lifetimes. I don't know what other people would think if they knew this. I already have 17.6 million yuan on hand, and I already have a car. Should I buy a house first? Jiangnan narrowed his eyes slightly. He didn't have to live in the house after buying it. As long as he spent money on it, he would be able to get a rebate on his consumption. If he was lucky enough, the rebate could be several times or even dozens of times higher. Then his 17.6 million could become hundreds of millions in a matter of minutes. Buzz buzz buzz. While Jiangnan was thinking, his cell phone suddenly vibrated. Jiangnan looked over and saw that it was a voice call from Suyun. Is it, brother Jiangnan? Even though Suyun is a few years older than Jiangnan, Jiangnan feels very comfortable when this woman calls him brother. Her voice is very sweet indeed. It's me. Jiangnan responded. Brother, it's almost time, you can come to my house. Suyun's slightly shy voice came from the phone. Chapter 27. Jiangnan was stunned for a moment when he heard Suyun's words. With a favorability of 42 points, can you be so proactive? You made an appointment to go home without even meeting the person. Good. Jiangnan would be a fool if he didn't agree, he responded, then simply packed up his house and went out. The location sent by Suyun was not far from his old residential area. It would only take 7 or 8 minutes to drive there. Moreover, it was at a very slow speed. If it really drove faster, it would only take about 4 minutes at most. At a convenience store, Jiangnan hesitated for a moment, but finally walked in and bought a box of doo-doo in case of emergency. After a while, Jiangnan drove a Porsche Cayenne into the community where Suyun lived. I have arrived. Jiangnan sent a message to Suyun. Wait a moment, I'll be downstairs soon. Hey? I thought it would take a while, but it turned out to be so quick. Suyun was a little surprised. I'm nearby. Jiangnan replied with a message, then rolled down the car window to look around the neighborhood. Although it was an old neighborhood, it still had the necessary green trees, small gardens, and fountains. At a glance, you can easily see how many buildings there are in the entire community. 4 buildings. The distance between the buildings was not too close, and at this moment his car was parked in the parking space in the open space in the middle. After getting out of the car, Jiangnan put a small box of doo-doo into his pocket and then waited quietly. Buzz buzz buzz. After a short while, Jiangnan's cell phone vibrated. I'm downstairs. Where are you? Suyun's voice rang out. I'm in the open space right in the middle. As Jiangnan spoke, he also started walking and looking around. At the same time, Suyun also started walking and quickly looked towards the open space in the middle. In an instant, the eyes of 2 people who were talking on the phone met. Jiangnan clearly heard the sound of swallowing saliva on the phone, and then the system prompt sound instantly rang in his mind. Suyun's favorability +20. That handsome guy, is that you? Suyun's incredible voice rang out. It's me. Jiangnan hung up the phone, and then waved to Suyun, who was standing not far away with a confused look on her face. Da. Moment. Suyun reacted, and the confusion on her face instantly turned into surprise. She came trotting over in a pair of normal high heels. Are you really brother Jiangnan? When the two met, Suyun still stared at Jiangnan in disbelief, and subconsciously moved closer to him. Under the latter's slightly surprised gaze, she directly reached out and hooked his arm. Yes. Jiangnan really didn't expect Suyun to be so proactive. How could he know that the most powerful way to conquer a woman in this world is to let her conquer herself? There is no other method that can compare to this one. As for Suyun, she had already completed her self-strategy long ago. Not to mention, at this moment she saw the extremely handsome Jiangnan. How could she resist? You should be born in the 2000s, right? Suyun hooked Jiangnan's arm, and as the granary approached, the latter couldn't help but feel a little distracted. Yes, I am 22 years old this year. Jiangnan also became impolite and put his arms around Suyun's slender waist. He could clearly feel that the moment his hand was placed on Suyun's waist, the woman's delicate body trembled, but only for a moment, and then relaxed in an instant.